is a sports presentation of WGN America.
Another beautiful day in the city. We're set for Chicago Cubs baseball on WGN Sports. Clear skies and cooler temperatures. With a wind coming in off the lake, the Giants and the Cubs will play Game 3 of a 4-game series, and we welcome Cub fans from all over the country watching on WGN America, America's home for baseball. Hi again, everyone. With Bob Brenly, I'm Len Casper. The Cubs try to end the Giants' 7-game winning streak here tonight. And roster moves, Bob, one was expected. Darwin Barney coming off the disabled list. And the other move, Doug Davis, given his unconditional release.
Well, it's unfortunate for Doug Davis. He did everything he could, but at this stage of his career, just didn't have much gas left in the tank. And for Darwin Barney, the first step in trying to get back to full strength. Marlon Byrd will be coming off the DL sometime soon. Kerry Wood maybe even before that. So hopefully when we get all the horses back on the field, the Cubs can make some kind of a run.
Ryan Dempster will get the ball tonight as he tries to stabilize things in that starting rotation. He got off to a very slow start, but he's been a lot better the last few weeks.
You know, and it seems like we've said this a lot about Ryan Dempster this year. We need him to go deep into the game. The doubleheader yesterday really put a taxing toll on that bullpen. Dempster's been much better in May and June than he was in the first month of the season.
Tim Lincecum, the 2-time Cy Young Award winner, is 2-0 lifetime here at Wrigley Field.
Yeah, he had a string of 5 subpar outings for him, but really good against the Twins last time out, punching out 12 in 7 innings of work.
And by the way, Ryan Dempster with a season-best 11 strikeouts against the Giants here at Wrigley Field earlier this season. So coming up, the Cubs opening day starter tries to get his team in the win column for the first time in this series. Tough matchup for Demp tonight against Lincecum. The Giants and Cubs are next.
Are you ready to hear something that will actively excite you?
Sure.
Your favorite shows and
Your favorite characters are on
WGN America.
Huzzah!
that's fantastic.
Dharma.
Greg?
Oh.
Richard.
Christine.
See, I'm ridiculous.
Elliot.
Johnny D.
Ooh, I like that.
Ted.
Barney.
Freeze frame high five.
Laugh.
Out loud 24/7 365.
Stop by Ace this July 4th weekend and get a canopy chair for just $19.99, a Craftsman 104-piece mechanics tool set for $39.99, and a Craftsman wet dry vac for just $39.99. Get saving, then get your weekend back. At Ace, the helpful place.
Prices are falling fast at Sears during our 4th of July savings event. Right now, save up to 30% off Kenmore appliances. Plus, get up to 15% off all other brands. And save $11.50 on this Kenmore Elite. Thinking of going somewhere else to buy appliances? Think again. Sears.
Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Is the pen mightier than the sword?
Yo.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Chicago Cubs baseball brought to you by Budweiser. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. Pepsi Max, the official soft drink of Major League Baseball and your Chicago Cubs. 0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste. Ford, the newest vehicles on the road are now at your local Ford store, like the all-new Ford Explorer, SUV, 100% reinvented. Visit localfordstores.com. Ford, drive one. And by the Illinois Lottery. Play the Wheel of Fortune instant game from the Illinois Lottery for a chance at $250,000. Chicago Cubs baseball in high definition is brought to you by Xfinity, only from Comcast. Giants started this series last in the majors in runs, but what an offensive output. They have actually jumped up 3 spots in the rankings with 19 runs in the doubleheader. Torres, Burris, and Sandoval at the top. Huff, Ross, and Scherholtz in the middle. Miguel Tejada snapped a long homerless drought. Stewart the catcher, Lincecum the pitcher.
Quick look at the Cubs defensively, brought to you by Pepsi Max, the official soft drink of Major League Baseball and your Cubs. 0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste. Soriano, Johnson, Fukudome across the outfield. DeWitt and Castro on the left side. Good to see Darwin Barney back at second base. Carlos Pena over at first. Giovanni Soto catching. Or right-hander Ryan Dempster.
And a first pitch strike on the outside corner to switch hitting Andres Torres. The 34-year-old right-hander deals. Fastball rising and getting a swing and a miss. 0-2. Dempster signed with the Cubs as a free agent in January of 2004. He has spent time as the closer. And he's been back in the rotation for a few years. He made his big league debut back in 1998. Called strike 3 on the inside corner. Marvin Hudson made that call. DJ Rayburn is at first, Brian Runge at second, and Tim McClellan, the crew chief, over third.
Key pitch for Ryan Dempster in any of his starts is his ability to locate that slider. That time dropped it right on the inside corner for a called strike 3.
Emmanuel Burris, switch hitting second baseman. Lays down a pretty good bunt. Barehanded by Dempster, and Pena held on to it at first. They get him.
Dempster possibly apologizing to Pena for allowing that throw to tail back into the runner right there. Nice play by Dempster with the bare hand. Strong throw on to Pena, who's able to hang in there as Burris streaks past. Boy, that's a very dangerous play for a first baseman. We saw it happen to Derek Lee. We saw it happen to Albert Pujols. When you get back into that baseline, that collision can be very, very costly.
Pablo Sandoval takes ball 1. Big swing, and he fouled it back our way. You and I will probably disagree on this, but I like this weather, even though it's late June. Light jacket, 65 degrees, wind coming in off the lake.
It's all good as long as you brought the light jacket with you.
And you did not.
No.
Well, it's going to really heat up, I think, this weekend, so you'll be sweating again in a couple days.
Perfect.
I think your blood has thinned spending all that time in Arizona.
I have no doubt that it has thinned.
That's going to get in there for Sandoval, as Fukudome with a little bobble. He really didn't have a shot at Sandoval, who picks up a 2-out double.
Well, in limited action, Sandoval has had Ryan Dempster's number. He's now 5 for 10 lifetime against Demps. This double down into the right field corner. I don't believe if Kosuke handles it cleanly, he's got a chance to get Sandoval at second.
By the way, he was originally given a sac fly on that key play in Game 2 last night when Torres scored after Soto dropped the ball after the tag. But the scoring decision was later changed. They took the sack and the RBI away from Sandoval, and they gave Soto an error. What that did is made 3 of those runs charged to Rodrigo Lopez unearned, as Aubrey Huff grounds out to Darwin Barney. 2-out double, no runs, and the Cubs are coming up against Tim Lincecum.
Come on, everybody. Gonna have a good time tonight.
Come in for a great time at Olive Garden. Enjoy our new carbonara ravioli with chicken for just $10.95. Pancetta and Parmesan-filled ravioli served with pan-seared chicken and creamy Parmesan sauce.
Family affair.
Or with sautéed shrimp for $12.95. Both with unlimited breadsticks and salad or homemade soup. A great meal sure to end with a smile. Olive Garden. When you're here, you're family.
I was a little afraid. I mean, as an African American, I knew where my family tree might end up. But I went on Ancestry.com anyway, and I found out my great-great-grandfather was born a slave, but died a businessman. And that was worth finding.
Visit Ancestry.com and discover the world's largest online family history resource.
You don't have to know what you're looking for. You just have to start looking.
Your discovery starts right now on Ancestry.com.
Our next generation of power comes with care. Discover the next generation of deodorant. New Dove Men Plus Care combines the power of 48-hour protection plus our caring 1/4 moisturizer technology. Introducing a deodorant that is tough on sweat, not on skin. New Dove Men Plus Care deodorant.
Now the Cubs Pepsi lineup brought to you by Pepsi Max, the official soft drink of MLB and your Chicago Cubs. 0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste. 31 homers this month for the Cubs, tied for the NL team lead. Fukudome, Barney, and Castro. Pena, DeWitt with good numbers against Lincecum. He's in there for Ramirez. Soriano in left, Reed Johnson in center. Soto and Dempster make up the battery. Tim Lincecum's ready to go. June has not gone well, a 5.72 ERA this month, but as we showed you in the open, he was really good his last time out.
Yeah, it was kind of an odd run of games for the guy they call the Freak. Just a complete game shutout against Oakland back on May 21st, and then had 5 starts in a row, where, as I mentioned, a little bit off for Tim Lincecum.
Recently turned 27. He's 5'11", 157. But don't let that fool you.
One of the more unique deliveries in all of baseball. Started when he was 4 years old. His father was his pitching coach.
Swing and a miss by Fukudome. It's 2-2.
And you mentioned his last time out against the Twins, went 7, gave up 3 hits, struck out 12, did not allow a run, and his command was as good in that game as it's been all year, we were told. Was really pounding away at that outside corner to right-handed hitters.
All of his 12 strikeouts against the Twins were swinging. Tap Pats, Lincecum, Burris gets rid of it, but not in time. That's an infield hit for Fukudome.
Lincecum himself a very good fielder. Fortunately, that ball got over his head, making it a really tough play for Emmanuel Burris, and Kosuke able to leg it out for a leadoff hit here in the bottom of the first.
That'll bring up Darwin Barney. Missed the minimum 15 days with a left knee sprain, which he suffered against the Brewers on June 13th. It's a double play ball. And they got him. 6-4-3. Started by Miguel Tejada.
Well, we saw a big chunk of the Giants defense right there. Let's take a look at the rest of the Giants defensively today. Cody Ross, Andres Torres, and Nate Shearholz, very underrated player out in right field, had a big day in the doubleheader yesterday. Sandoval, Tejada, Burris, and Huff across the infield, third to first. Chris Stewart doing the catching, and Tim Lincecum on the mound.
Now facing Starlin Castro. Snapped a career-long 11-game hitting streak in Game 1 of the doubleheader yesterday. Did triple in the nightcap. Went 1 for 9 on the day. One ball, one strike. You talk about grooming for the San Francisco Giants. You think about Tim Lincecum with his trademark long hair, and the closer Brian Wilson with the big bushy, probably dye job beard.
I don't think there's any probably about it, but
but it fits the Giants. It fits their group. It fits the city. They've got a lot of free spirits on this team, and I think the city of San Francisco has put its arms collectively around this group, which won the World Series last year. First strikeout for Tim Lincecum.
A great and proud city stood divided, separated by the color of their flags, where black and blue met swagger and sweat, where picking a side was just as important as knowing the score, the real score. And when you haven't had enough, you want to do it all over again. It's about you and them, fighting it out in another place where pride is worth its weight in gold. It will be settled. North Side versus South Side.
0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste.
Tommy, T-H-O.
Cece, glad you made it.
Ricky wins again.
Oh, what is this place?
Iowa, only with maximum Pepsi taste and 0 calories.
Whoa.
I love it when he does that.
Pepsi Max, the official soft drink of Major League Baseball.
We're now offering large 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 each, Monday through Wednesday carryout.
$7.99? That's crazy.
I'm not crazy.
This pizza is worth at least twice what we're charging for.
The economy is still tough, and this is a great way to give customers value.
After we stay 2 times at a hotel, who wants a free night? Free night! Free night!
You ask for free, we give you free. Right now, when you stay 2 separate times at any of these Choice Hotels, you'll earn 1 night free. Book today at choicehotels.com.
What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. What up? Oh, did you just feel that? I think we just had a what up quake.
Tonight's game is available in Spanish on your SAP audio setting, provided by WRTO, La Tremenda, Chicago Spanish language sports leader, with Elio Benitez on the play-by-play call, along with his buddy Hector Fabregas.
Here's Ryan Dempster for inning 2 against Cody Ross. Ross playing left. Giants start the night having won 7 in a row. And the second place Diamondbacks lost today at home against Cleveland. So the Giants lead is 3 games. I think the Giants would tell you that they certainly could improve offensively. I think they were all thrilled with what they did in the doubleheader yesterday. They're not very healthy as a group, and a lot of guys on the disabled list. All in all, I would imagine they're pretty pleased to be where they are, considering all that hasn't gone right. He got him on a breaking ball for strike 3.
Another good slider from Ryan Dempster. And for the Giants, potentially some good news today. We saw Mark DeRosa take batting practice on the field. He's been on the disabled list for a long time. And he'd be a very key piece to this team if he can come back healthy and do some damage with that bat.
That brings up Nate Scherholtz, who had a big doubleheader yesterday, 4 for 5 with 3 knocked in, and he puts a charge into that one, and Reed Johnson will play it off the wall. Scherholtz has a standing double. He clubbed that ball to straightaway center.
I mentioned it just a few moments ago when we gave you the Giants defensive lineup. This guy's a very underrated player. Big guy. He's got some pop in the bat as he displays right here. He runs extremely well, plays a good defensive right field.
Making his 38th start in right field tonight.
He hit over 305 minor league systems, had some double-digit home run years, some double-digit stolen base years in the minors.
Miguel Tejada snapped a long streak of at-bats without a home run. The longest of his career, 225, and he had 3 hits and that home run in the first game yesterday. Send us an email at LennonBob@Tribune.com. You can follow us on Facebook and Twitter as well. And we encourage you to do that. We'll have more info on our WGN baseball blog a little later. We are everywhere. Ubiquitous.
That too.
Swing and a miss. Tejada thought he was going to get a fastball, and he got a slider instead, and he's going, okay.
There you go, thinking again. Well, I mentioned it in the first inning. This is going to be a key pitch for Ryan Dempster. He has occasionally had problems spotting his sinker. And on those outings when he's had problems commanding that sinker, he's gone to the slider. Some days it's been very good for him. Other days not quite so good. Looks very sharp tonight.
Nice pick by Edgar Tovar, the Cubs bullpen catcher, along with Andy Lane to his right. Dempster with a look at Scherholtz. Before a 2-2 offering, it's outside. Full count with the catcher Chris Stewart on deck. Okay, so the doubleheader yesterday, 19 runs, 30 hits. In 6 games on the Giants' last homestand, 17 runs, 41 hits. The whole homestand. That's pretty remarkable. As Pena will backpedal and make the catch.
Hey fans, tomorrow is Majestic Day right here at Wrigley Field. Don't miss the action as the Cubs battle the Giants at 1:20. Throughout the game, autographed game-worn jerseys will be awarded to lucky fans in random seats, compliments of Majestic. If it happens in baseball, it happens in Majestic.
Second start of the series for Chris Stewart. In game 1 yesterday, had his first career multi-hit performance in his 42nd career game, and this is his 4th major league team. Dempster can be careful if he wants to be, although he's going right at Stewart, and it's 0-2. The pitcher, Lincecum, is on deck. Stewart is not known for his offense, however. The Buster Posey injury hurts for a lot of reasons, but he was their cleanup hitter, and for an offense that has struggled as much as the Giants have, to take away that guy from your lineup, that's pretty devastating. Not to mention what he does behind the plate.
I don't know if I've seen anybody, at least certainly not in recent memory, at that position that came up from the minor leagues and immediately made an impact at the major league level, led the team to the World Series, handled a very diverse pitching staff, and the entire time anchoring that 4 spot in the lineup offensively.
Posey's been out a little over a month, suffered that broken leg in the home plate collision. Dempster gets out of it. Runner stranded at second, 0-0.
Dance for me, puppets. Dance for the puppet master. Oh, yes, dance.
You love the dance.
Hallelujah!
What? Oh, isn't that awesome? We did it. We're popular.
It's me. I'm coming home. When?
The Baby Back Ribs event at Golden Corral is almost over. That's right, our luscious, mouth-watering, fall-off-the-bone baby backs are still on the grill, but not for long. It's Baby Back Ribs time only at Golden Corral, so hurry in.
I can't believe your head exploded.
Hey.
Being a detective is simple. It's all about the truth. But getting to it, well, that's a little more complicated.
I think I heard a threat to a government official.
Taking you with. The process may not be pretty,
Please put your hands up.
but it works.
We want to let our AT&T UVerse viewers in Chicago and around the country on WGN America know that during every Cubs home game this season, if you go to channel 780 or high definition channel 1780, you can see a special multi-view presentation that shows you all our different live camera angles here at Wrigley Field. Pretty cool. So if you want to direct the game along with Skip Ellison, give a look to AT&T UVerse channel 780 or HD channel 1780. Carlos Pena will dig in. First Cub to ever get to 17 homers before the end of June without hitting any in April. He's got 10 this month. That ties him for the most in the major leagues. Paul Konerko and Prince Fielder, also first baseman, with 10 home runs this month. Two and one. Time of the evening. There's still some sunlight on the field. A lot of it coming through the grandstand area. Very long shadows. 2-2. Tim Lincecum won the Cy Young in back-to-back years, 08 and 09. Went 4-1 in the postseason for the world champs last year. Burris will play that in shallow right and get it to Huff in plenty of time.
Hey, Cub fans, if you want to manage the game along with Mike Quaddy, log on to WGNTV.com right now and click on the WGN Sports Game Zone banner to connect to all the up-to-the-minute stats and information while you're watching at home. Game Zone is sponsored by The Great Escape, pools, patio sets, play sets, hot tubs, and more. Hey, you mentioned the back-to-back Cy Young Awards for Tim Lincecum. He probably has them in the trunk of his car. You get the impression that he's not that impressed with awards. He just likes to go out there and compete.
Blake DeWitt gets a nod at third base. Aramis Ramirez has played a lot the last month, so just a scheduled night off, and Blake 6 for 15 against Tim Lincecum. A good night to get him in there.
Yeah, those are the kind of things you look for when you want to rest one of your regulars. If one of your bench players has great numbers against the opposing pitcher that night, and certainly Tim Lincecum, tough on right-handed hitters. Seems to be a good night to make the switch.
And there aren't too many guys with great numbers against Lincecum, so get them in there when you can. 3-1.
Gets back to that theory of a manager's job being to put guys in a position to succeed. And if you've had past success against a pitcher, your confidence level is probably pretty high.
Talked to Mike Quaddy about that a lot. Who's dealt with a lot of back issues, has had a DL stint this year. And with the injuries, especially to Marlon Byrd, that's deep to right, but caught by Scherholtz. It would be very tempting for the Cubs manager just to write Reed's name into the lineup every day, but he realizes that that's not good for Reed, and it's not good for the team. Because if you play him too much, there's a better chance he'll break down and the performance may suffer.
And that's a decision you have to make as a manager, because Reed Johnson is never going to go to Mike Quaddy and say, hey, I think I might need a day. My back's starting to tighten up a little bit. He'd just take another aspirin and go play.
Alfonso Soriano to deep left. Ross is back, and it's going to be off the wall. He just missed it. Throw to second. Not in time. A double.
Yeah, curveball that's absolutely clubbed to left field right in the middle of the plate at 76 miles an hour. Not really the kind of night to watch a fly ball in this ballpark. Wind blowing in off the lake, going to knock everything down to all fields tonight. That one hits right in the middle of the wall in left field, but Soriano in with a slide at second with a double.
And ball one. When I think about a guy who was very productive and didn't play much, I think of a longtime backup catcher, Mike Redmond. Backed up Pudge Rodriguez in Florida, later Joe Mauer in Minnesota. And his managers always got him in there against mostly lefties. He wore out Tom Glavine, Al Leiter. But Mike even realized, if I play every day, I'm not going to make it. He was a high energy. He gave everything he had and was worn out after every game, but he was a productive major league player because his managers didn't, quote, overexpose him.
Yeah, overexposure is a real problem in the game.
Yeah. By the way, Mike is managing in the minor leagues.
Bench me or trade me. Yeah, but there are certain guys that just fit that role with the ball club, and you need those guys. You know, obviously, you'd like to have superstars at every position, play every day. But the reality of the long baseball season is some of your regulars are going to need time off, and those bench guys, if you use them properly, can be just in there every day. You don't want to feel like you're giving away ball games because you're playing some of the guys off the bench on a given day. So as we've talked about, you try to get them in there when the matchup is good and you don't miss a beat.
Outside, it's 3-1 on Johnson. I don't think I'm speaking out of school, and I know these three guys would love to play every single day, but I think the three on this team, guys, you get in there, you give them occasional days off against tough matchups. Reed Johnson, guys who can contribute, but ideally don't make 150 starts. Maybe they make 70 or 80 and can be very productive for you offensively in those spots.
And the versatility a little bit more for Baker and DeWitt than Reed Johnson, because Reed is solely an outfielder. He can play all three outfield positions, but that versatility also gives you some flexibility.
As we go to break, the U.S. Navy paratroopers are out in the bleachers tonight. Great to see them.
Lucky Penny, really, more than any show, kind of shows the way the writers think.
This guy likes pennies.
And that penny is introduced more than 10 episodes before.
In The Scorpion and the Toad, it's introduced.
I found a 1939 penny on the subway.
It's the same penny in the flashback that we're in the same clothes. That strong sense of continuity, that's what really draws me.
Stop by Ace this July 4th weekend and get a canopy chair for just $19.99, a Craftsman 104-piece mechanics tool set for $39.99, and a Craftsman wet dry vac for just $39.99. Get saving, then get your weekend back at Ace, the helpful place.
It's the bottom of the fifth. The bases are loaded, and you could be $5,000 richer. This season, if the Cubs or White Sox hit a grand slam during the fifth inning on WGN America, one lucky viewer will get a chance to walk away with $5,000. Go to WGNAmerica.com to enter today.
You do have a nice laugh.
Oh, thanks.
The McDonald's Daily Double is back for just $1.89, but you don't have to remember it to love it. Prices and participation may vary. For a limited time, a la carte only.
Lincecum and Dempster battling. And it'll be Lincecum to lead off the Giant third. Low for ball one. Four career extra base hits for Lincecum. Three doubles and a triple.
He struck out about half his at-bats this season, 14 out of 30. However, he has put down.
Rounds out to Starlin Castro. Cub fans, make sure you check out our WGN Baseball blog on WGNTV.com. Click on the sports link and look for Len and Bob's blog. I have a post on the Cubs' struggles here lately. We have game notes from Stats, a video of Chris Chelios singing the seventh inning stretch. We really enjoyed that conversation the other day. Once again, WGNTV.com. Andres Torres bounces to Darwin Barney. Quickly, 2 outs. Great to see Maggie Kozala and her family out here at the ballpark from Aurora, Illinois. Her mom Dawn wanted to wish Maggie a an early happy 11th birthday.
Now you would expect Emmanuel Burris as he steps into that left-handed batter's box to take until he gets a strike here to avoid that really quick inning, and there's the strike. That's what you like to see. Jump ahead in the count.
Burris picked up his first extra base hit of the season and his first since 2009. In game 2 it was a double. Here comes an 0-2 splitter. Bounced it right in front of home plate.
A lot of orange here at Wrigley Field following the world champion Giants.
Barney will get another chance. Gets rid of it quickly. 3 ground outs for Ryan Dempster. Still 0-0.
There are 2 truths when it comes to baseball and car insurance. Just think 15. In baseball, it takes 15 outs to get to the middle of the 3rd inning. And in car insurance, you could save 15% or more by switching to Geico all summer long, whether it's baseball on WGN America or car insurance from Geico. Number 15 is all you need to know.
Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Did the little piggy cry wee, wee, wee all the way home?
Maxwell,
Yeah?
you're home.
Oh, cool. Thanks, Mrs. A.
Geico. 15-minute save you 15% or more.
Hello? It's water from the drinking fountain at the mall.
Great tasting tap water can now come from any faucet, anywhere. Introducing the Brita bottle with a filter inside.
Our next generation of power comes with care. Discover the next generation of deodorant. New Dove Men Plus Care combines the power of 48-hour protection plus our caring 1/4 moisturizer technology. Introducing a deodorant that is tough on sweat, not on skin. New Dove Men Plus Care deodorant.
Ever wonder who's searching for you? Go to mylife.com, the internet's leading people search site. Just type in your name and see if someone is searching for you for free. Who's searching for you? Find out for free. Go to mylife.com right now.
Welcome back, boys. Great.
Tim Lincecum ready to go here in the bottom of the 3rd as he deals to Giovanni Soto, low for ball 1. That one hit Chris Stewart, bad spot right in the middle of the glove.
That is a bad spot for a catcher. You'd rather get it up there near the bottom of the webbing. You get it down in that palm area, that stings.
But you alluded to it earlier. Tim Lincecum's father, Chris, started teaching his son his pitching mechanics when Tim was 4. And it was the same mechanics that Chris used when he was young. Played semi-pro ball, also at Green River Community College in the early 70s. Soto lifts in the air, not carrying tonight, as Torres will put it away.
Chicago Cubs baseball on WGN TV is sponsored in part by Mega Millions and now Powerball from the Illinois Lottery. Friday's Mega Millions jackpot is $105 million, while tonight's Powerball jackpot stands at $76 million.
Here's Ryan Dempster. There are 3 fundamentals in terms of Lincecum's delivery that his father emphasizes. Tilt, dangle, and reach. Turn of his shoulders toward the third base dugout, and he picks up the target out of the corner of his left eye. The dangle is the downward thrust of his right arm as he turns to the plate, and then the reach is that long stride. The normal length for a pitcher's stride is 77 to 87%. His is 129%, about 7.5 feet. Tejada will get Dempster.
Well, just as a point of reference, Ryan Dempster's 6'2". Takes what I would consider to be a normal stride out there on the mound. Tim Lincecum is listed at 5'11". I think that's stretching it by a couple of inches, but he lands in nearly the same spot that Ryan Dempster does. Really reaches out there with that front foot driving toward home plate. I'll tell you, it works for him. I don't know if you'd want to teach a young pitcher to throw this way, but it works for him.
When he was a freshman at Liberty High School in Renton, Washington, he was 4'11" and 85 pounds.
Soaking wet.
4 years later, he was 5'9", 135 as he entered college. He went to Washington. A strike, and it's 1-1 on Kosuke. Feels single in the first inning. Little low, according to Marvin Hudson. 3-1 with Barney on deck. Burris. Cubs go down quietly in order. It's a Cubs nothing, the Giants.
A great and proud city stood divided, separated by the color of their flags. Where black and blue met swagger and sweat. Where picking a side was just as important as knowing the score, the real score. And when you haven't had enough, you want to do it all over again. It's about you and them, fighting it out in another place where pride is worth its weight in gold. It will be settled. North side versus south side.
Chug that coffee. Bolt that burrito. No matter what life throws at you, you can take the heat until it turns into heartburn. Good thing you got what it takes to that heat, too. Zantac. It's strong. Just one pill can knock out the burn. It's fast, the speed you need for heartburn relief, and it lasts up to 12 hours. So, let them turn up the heat. You can stop that heartburn cold. Zantac.
Even in the most uncertain times, there are some things we know for sure. There will still be weddings, still be babies, and still be bright futures. That's why New York Life has been helping families plan for the expected and unexpected for 166 years. Backed by the highest ratings for financial strength, we're safe and secure, so you can too. Give your family the gift of a secure financial future. New York Life, the company you keep.
Prices are falling fast at Sears during our 4th of July savings event. Right now, save up to 30% off Kenmore appliances. Plus, get an extra 5% with your Sears card and save 40% on this Kenmore washer. Thinking of going somewhere else to buy appliances? Think again. Sears.
It's the bottom of the 5th. The bases are loaded, and you could be $5,000 richer. This season, if the Cubs or White Sox hit a grand slam during the 5th inning on WGN America, one lucky viewer will get a chance to walk away with $5,000. Go to WGNAmerica.com to enter today.
Now that summer is here, so is the day Matthews Band Caravan, July 8th through the 10th at Lakeside, featuring a full headline set by Dave Matthews Band each night, along with performances by David Gray, Ray LaMontagne, OAR, Kid Cudi, and many more. Single-day and three-day tickets are on sale now at dmbcaravan.com. Brought to you by Bud Light. Here we go. Listening to a little DMB live at Wrigley Field. Pablo Sandoval puts it a strike. 2 hits for the Giants. They've both been doubles. How often do you see Sandoval take 2 pitches in a row?
Never. This guy would swing at the rosin bag if you threw it up there. You knew he couldn't take 3. Now, he does chase a lot of pitches out of the zone. Unfortunately for opposing pitchers, he's a real good bad ball hitter. We've seen him swing at pitches nearly in the dirt. Pitches up above shoulder level. Boy, that's an equipment manager's dream helmet right there. You almost have to pack that in a separate bag. You can't let that get in the bag with the rest of the helmets.
Went after the high one, and Castro will call off Blake DeWitt.
The new Bud Light Bleacher Series provides fans with exciting new opportunities in the Bud Light bleachers this season, including free T-shirt Mondays, $3 12-ounce draft Bud and Bud Light Tuesday nights, and $1 Vienna beef hot dog Wednesdays. Tuesday night special is also available in select locations in the seating bowl. For more information and to purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com.
Still getting a little sun. Budweiser first row. Slider low and inside on Aubrey Huff. How about this one, Bob? Matt and Joe Brost are celebrating an anniversary. Cub fans are entire life. Matt is 96. Joe is 93. Their 71st wedding anniversary.
Wow.
We've read a lot of wedding anniversary mentions throughout the years. That might be a record.
That's
71 years.
That's great. Over the course of 71 years, I believe they've both used the phrase, "Yes, dear, you're right, I'm sorry."
Inside corner on a fastball for strike 3. Dempster has 3 of them tonight, and they've all been looking.
This is some of the best stuff we've seen from Ryan Dempster in a long time. At least his command, keeping everything down toward the bottom of the strike zone unless he wants to change the hitter's eye level. Good comeback sinker that time. We've seen the sharp slider, some good splitters. Get him a run.
Big swing, and Ross tapped it foul. He's got his glove. He's behind that barrier by a couple of rows, but no foul pop right behind the plate. He might get one. Dempster cruising along. He's retired 8 in a row.
Say hello to the new Mango Pineapple Real Fruit Smoothies from McCafe. Bursting with fresh flavors and blended with creamy low-fat yogurt. The simple joy of exotic refreshment.
Okay, people, show me the best way to design a vacation on a budget with Expedia. Make it work. Booking a flight by itself is an uh-oh. See if we can stitch together a better deal. That's a hint, Antoine. Ooh, see what Anandra did? Booking your flight and hotel at the same time gets you prices hotels and airlines won't let Expedia show separately. Book it. Major wow factor. Where you book matters. Expedia.
The new Droid Incredible 2. I could use a smartphone with social apps to stitch on what my friends are doing. And it's global, so I'll know what they're doing while they're doing it, even when I travel. I'll have to act surprised when they tell me stuff. I don't have a good surprised face. Maybe I can look up videos of surprised people on my new phone for reference. Yep, I really want that phone.
Upgrade to the new Droid Incredible 2 by HTC with global capabilities for only $149.99. Now on America's largest, most reliable high-speed network, Verizon.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs. Pitchers duel so far as we get into the bottom of the fourth. Darwin Barney looks at ball one, fresh off the disabled list. Wearing a brace on that left knee, and he bounced into a 6-4-3 double play his first time up. Reports have been good on Marlon Byrd. Probably won't be back until the early part of this upcoming road trip that starts in Washington next week. I suppose possibly by Sunday against the White Sox, but I would not necessarily count on it. Kerry Wood if the index finger looks good tomorrow, he's on the DL with a blister on that finger. He might be back as early as Friday or Saturday against the White Sox. Cubs have not determined who will take the start on Sunday, with Doug Davis having been released today. Probably make that decision tomorrow. 2-2 on Barney. Lincecum looks about 15, but he's actually 27. Tejada throws out Barney.
We were talking about that exaggerated stride by Tim Lincecum. We're going to compare him with Ryan Dempster, who's at least 4 inches taller. Look how far off the rubber Lincecum is with that right foot as he's getting ready to deliver the ball. Ryan Dempster still in contact with the rubber. That has to be a huge advantage to be able to cheat that far toward home plate with that long stride before you release the baseball. Well, and people wonder why pitchers get sore arms and sore shoulders and elbows and backs. You look at that delivery. I don't think the human body is meant to be put into that position.
Flair shot down the right field line, but it lands foul on the bullpen mound.
And we're also told a real key for Tim Lincecum is to get his upper body out over that front knee. Occasionally his upper body will drag a little bit behind. That's when he tends to leave pitches up in the zone. When he really drives that upper body out over his front leg, that's when he's down low in the zone.
Well, the infielders have been pretty busy for both starters. A lot of ground ball outs. Mentioned Cleveland beat Arizona 4 hits as the Indians took the rubber game. Pull within a half game of Detroit. Atlanta beat Seattle 5-3. First win in almost 2 months for Derek Lowe. He beat Felix Hernandez. San Diego playing pretty good baseball. Padres have won 7 of 8 3-game sweep over the Kansas City Royals, 4-1 today. Minnesota beat the Dodgers 1-0. And Ryan Hannigan with the 3-run homers. The Reds beat the Rays 4-3 in St. Petersburg. Slicing drive foul. Bob, I was chatting with Rudy Jaramillo before the game tonight, and I know you had a chance to talk to him as well around the batting cage. I was actually talking to Rudy about Alfonso Soriano, who's taken a lot of walks lately, and about his pitch recognition. But just in general terms, talking about some of the Cub hitters, so when guys make good contact, hit the ball hard, either up the middle or to the opposite field, a lot of them tend to say, oh, if I had only pulled that ball, and they start to kind of veer back toward the pull field, and that's something he's trying to get them away from. You hit a ball well the other way, do it again. Still scoreless from Wrigley.
Welcome back, Bud Light Port Paradise.
Here we go. Anything to declare?
No. What have you heard?
No. Well, we were, you know.
No.
It just may be the best time you never talk about. Light Port Paradise with 2 cruise ships, 1,000 shipmates, and 1 private island concert. Find out how to get on board at facebook.com/Bud Light. Here we go. What is that?
I didn't think I'd find anything, but I went on Ancestry.com, and this little leaf led me to all these records. And I found out my great-great-grandmother had 5 children and only 1 survived. You know, it can be so easy to forget just how lucky you are.
Visit Ancestry.com and discover the world's largest online family history resource.
You don't have to know what you're looking for. You just have to start looking.
Your discovery starts right now on Ancestry.com.
Yeah, I'm married. Doesn't matter. You do that for me? Really? Yeah, I like that.
Who are you talking to?
It's Jake from State Farm. Sounds like a really good deal.
Jake from State Farm at 3 in the morning? Who is this?
It's Jake from State Farm.
What are you wearing, Jake from State Farm?
Khakis.
She sounds hideous.
Well, she's a guy, so.
Another reason more people stay with State Farm. Get to a better state.
I've been working at a Domino's store since 1986. I bleed for this company. But this carry-out deal, ridiculous.
The deal is you can get large 3-topping pizzas for just $7.99 carry-out Monday through Wednesday.
That's crazy.
I'm not crazy.
This pizza's worth at least twice what we're charging for it.
Customers wanted more carry-out specials, so now we've got one that runs every week.
Every week?
Every week.
Patrick, I love you, but you're killing me.
Hey, Chicagoland viewers, how would you like to win 5 $5 footlongs from Subway? Just be the 500th texter to text Subway to 97999. Go to WGNTV.com for complete info and rules. Strike on Nate Scherholtz. It's had a big series. Doubled his first time up tonight. Anyway, getting back to Rudy Jaramillo, Carlos Pena already this week has hit a home run to center and to the opposite field, and those are things a hitting coach loves to see. Why is it that most hitters just have that tendency when they're hitting the ball the other way and actually doing well to want to get into pull mode as Scherholtz lines out?
Yeah, like you said, it feels so easy when you drive that ball to the opposite field. Everything is in a good position. It happens so easily. You think to yourself, well, I'm going to try to get out there in front a little bit. That was awful easy. I'll try a little harder this time and see if I can pull one. That's when you get into some issues, just like a pitcher who throws a nasty slider on the outside corner of the plate and said, man, that was easy. I didn't even really snap that one off. Watch this one. And then it spins up there in the middle of the plate or bounces in the dirt. It's that old cliche about staying within yourself.
Barney will retire Tejada, 2 quick outs.
The 2011 Chicago Cubs baseball season on WGN is brought to you by Bud Light. The sure sign of a good time. Here we go.
I think the best example on this Cubs team is Starlin Castro, who does that. And the thing for him now is learning when he gets a hanger, a big mistake, to turn on it and try to drive it with authority. And I think most hitting coaches love to start with the hard part first. Let the other stuff.
Physical reasons, you don't hit the ball as far to the opposite field as you can to your pull field.
This is going to be a very quick 1-2-3 as Chris Stewart flies out. Dempster battling Lincecum pitch for pitch early on.
Dude, I am so excited that you're single again. We are going to conquer New York City.
Will you marry me?
I guess it's just your best friend gets engaged. You start thinking about that stuff.
I don't see no ring on his finger.
I lost my job. No.
Tom.
Oh, this is my first day of college.
I had put that together. And Julia.
Look who's waiting for a bus.
Together.
Hop on.
And never better. Larry Crown is one of the year's best films.
I can see you, you know.
It's timely, heartfelt, and hilarious.
Spectacular.
A rare cinematic gem.
Woo! Oh, let's do that again.
Larry Crown, rated PG-13, in theaters Friday.
At Bayer, we've been relieving pain for over 100 years. And today, we're reinventing aspirin for pain. It has microparticles, so it enters the bloodstream faster and rushes relief right to the site of your tough pain. In fact, it's clinically proven to relieve pain twice as fast. New Bayer Advanced Aspirin. Extra strength pain relief, twice as fast.
Like it or not, this is standard police work. Is that what this is all about?
Reason for wanting a gun.
To shoot people.
When you play the Wheel of Fortune instant game from the Illinois Lottery, you could win one of 5 top prizes of $250,000 or one of over 52,000 additional prizes ranging from $50 to $1,000 instantly. Now Blake DeWitt. He turns on one. Just pull the ball. Come on. And he's going to stop at second with a double. Just forget about all that opposite field stuff.
He's hit it hard somewhere. Blake DeWitt continues his success against the Freak. Change up down to the bottom part of the strike zone. Blake catches it right on the sweet spot of the bat, hooking it down into that right field corner for a leadoff double.
Now, you have talked a lot about your career being a dead pull hitter, but when you were in your hottest stretches, did you use all fields?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I asked Soriano before the game, what's up with all the walks lately? DeWitt on his way to third. Stewart will fire there late. Runner at third with nobody out.
Well, that was weird looking. Stewart just tried to reach across and pick that ball out of the dirt with a backhand. Lincecum missed his spot from one side of the plate to the other. By the time Stewart can recover, Blake DeWitt moves on up to third base on the wild pitch.
Alfonso told me that he said pitchers are working him exactly the same. He's just seeing the ball better, recognizing pitches better. His hitting coach agreed. And Rudy has told him to slow your mind down. You can do that. You give yourself a little extra time. Now we're talking milliseconds here.
Yeah, oh yeah. We've talked about it many times in the past. You have between 3 and 4/10 of a second as a hitter from the time that pitcher releases the ball until it gets into the hitting zone. And in that 3/10 of a second, you have to recognize the pitch, recognize whether it's in the strike zone or not, and then determine whether you want to swing at it or not.
Here you go, a 3-1 count. Took a bases loaded walk yesterday. Swing and a miss.
Well, I'll tell you, Len, that wild pitch allowing Blake DeWitt to advance to third was huge. Because all this talk about the opposite field, we know that's not Alfonso Soriano's bread and butter. He's not likely to hit a ground ball to the right side to move DeWitt up to third base with 1 out in the inning. He's going to try to drive that ball somewhere into the outfield, hopefully deep enough for DeWitt to tag and score.
Infielders in about halfway. Cornermen in a little bit more than that, and Soriano did chase a 3-2 pitch off the plate for the first out.
I mentioned at the top of the show, Lincecum is basically a fastball, changeup, curveball pitcher. That time it looked like a slider. He does have a slider. He rarely throws it. But that pitch started on the outside corner, ended up in the left-handed batter's box for a swinging strike 3.
Infield will come in even more with Reed Johnson at the plate. He took a called third in the second.
Have to get that runner home from third base. You get a guy at third with nobody out. You've got to find a way to get him on the plate against Tim Lincecum, because you do not know how many more chances you're going to get.
What did you think about a squeeze here?
That's not out of the question. I know Mike Quaddy doesn't like to use the squeeze very often. And certainly both managers are well aware that the 2 starting pitchers are on top of their game tonight. So the element of surprise is probably not there for either manager on a squeeze play tonight.
Well, it is 2-0 on Johnson. So, you know, Lincecum wants to be around the strike zone, although he may be thinking about Soto on deck and setting up a double play chance. We'll see. Pulled foul on the ground. 2-1. Fastball for a strike, 2-2.
You know, and thinking strategically like we're talking here, you know, walk for Lincecum is not the worst thing here because it could conceivably set up an inning-ending double play. I don't think he thinks that way yet. I mean, he might be getting to that stage as his career moves on, but he's been a guy, whenever he gets in trouble, you just rear back and strike the hitter out. That's all you do. You don't think in terms of a hitter in the on-deck circle or the guy in the hole in the dugout and what are my best chances of getting out of this jam. He just thinks about striking out the hitter.
Now, Reed Johnson now in some trouble because he took a 2-1 fastball right down the middle. So now he's got a battle. Called strike 3. Inside corner to get Reed Johnson.
I had a chance to peek at the pitching charts from Lincecum's last start against Minnesota. And I mentioned he had been hammering away at that outside corner on right-handed hitters, with the exception of when runners were in scoring position. Then he came back to the inside part of the plate. That's exactly what he does to Reed Johnson right there, and Reed did not like it.
Now they will walk Soto intentionally to get to Ryan Dempster. I'll add to your comment earlier about you have to get that guy in from third. When you have him there with nobody out, you have to do it against Tim Lincecum because you don't know how many chances you're going to get.
Yep. I mean, there are some nights Tim Lincecum, Roy Halladay, Cliff Lee, pick the best pitchers in the league. On a given night, he may not have his best stuff, and you may feel like you're going to get more chances. But from what we've seen in the early part of this game, it looked like Lincecum's going to be pretty tough to break through against tonight.
Some Cub fans following us on Twitter want to wish a happy 16th birthday to Paul Dipping of Arlington Heights, Illinois. And a shout out to Joel Huffman watching on WGN America in Sergeant Bluff, Iowa. Dempster swings and misses. Also want to give a shout out to all the great Cub fans on the Cubs.com message board. Chatted with them today. GT and Empty Park 2 and Win Dang It, Hard Slide, all of them. They watch Cubs baseball every day and live and die with every pitch.
Well, they're not alone.
Swing and a miss. Lincecum gets out of it. We're still scoreless.
You do have a nice laugh.
Oh, thanks.
In New Orleans, we know how to throw a party. In the UFC, we know how to kick back.
Throwing over 3,000 Bud Light contest winners, and here we go.
Bud Light's giving away thousands of trips to New Orleans for the Bud Light UFC Battle on the Bayou. Get in on the action at Facebook.com/Bud Light or wherever Bud Light is sold.
It's the sure sign of fight night. Here we go.
At eHarmony, we think you're incredibly complex, and we find that fascinating. It's your most intriguing feature. That's why we spend so much time getting to know all the details that make you, you. Because we don't match you on the little things, we match you on the important things. It's why eHarmony gives you a better chance at finding that someone who is uniquely right for you. Let us help you find the love of your life. Start on eHarmony today with your free personality profile.
The weekend is coming! The weekend is coming! The weekend is coming!
This 4th of July weekend at Ace, get $10 off Royal paint gallons after mail-in rebate. Get saving, then get your weekend back. At Ace, the helpful place.
Hello? It's water from the drinking fountain at the mall.
Great tasting tap water can now come from any faucet, anywhere. Introducing the Brita bottle with a filter inside.
It's time for the Chevy Youth Baseball League of the Game, and today we want to recognize Jennings Chevrolet for their support of Morton Grove baseball and softball. Jennings Chevrolet and your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealers are supporting leagues and young ball players in their communities through the Chevy Youth Baseball program. From the big leagues to the youth leagues, Chevy is truly the official vehicle of baseball.
Golden chance went by the boards. Runner at third, nobody out, and Lincecum ended up striking out 3. An intentional walk there in the middle, and he will lead off the Giants' 6th. Vacation from Disney World. Yeah, I like it. First pitch, strike. Okay, Bob, got to remember Kelsey. Don't let me call him Frazier.
Okay.
Kelsey Grammer, 5-time Emmy award-winning actor, will conduct the 7th inning stretch coming up. 0-2 swing and a miss. Let's step aside and see what's coming up on WGN.
Here is today's Grand Slam giveaway contestant. All season long, if the Cubs or White Sox hit a Grand Slam in the 5th inning, one lucky viewer will win a chance to receive $5,000. Go to WGNAmerica.com to enter today.
Torres is 0 for 2, shows bunt. Didn't look like he had any intention of actually putting the bat on the ball. Strike one. Lazy pop-up for Darwin Barney. Boy, Dempster has been on his game tonight. Want to see a Cubs game from the front row here at Wrigley Field? Now you can. Visit Cubs.com. Click on the CBOE front row seats auction to bid on tickets. In the front row behind home plate and along the first base line. Front row seats will be auctioned off to every game all season long. Don't miss your chance. Go to Cubs.com. Check out the CBOE front row seats auction today. Emmanuel Burris with 2 outs and nobody on. There goes the red line. Chop right to Carlos Pena. That was quick. Bottom 6. Goose eggs. Cubs baseball is brought to you by Pepsi Max, the official soft drink of Major League Baseball, and your Chicago Cubs. 0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste.
0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste.
Great save, kid. You deserve this.
Pepsi Max, the official soft drink of Major League Baseball.
The Baby Back Ribs event at Golden Corral is almost over. That's right, our luscious, mouth-watering, fall-off-the-bone baby backs are still on the grill, but not for long. It's Baby Back Ribs time only at Golden Corral, so hurry in.
Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Do woodchucks chuck wood?
Hey, you dang woodchucks! Quit chucking my wood!
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
It's the bottom of the 5th. The bases are loaded, and you could be $5,000 richer. This season, if the Cubs or White Sox hit a grand slam during the 5th inning on WGN America, one lucky viewer will get a chance to walk away with $5,000. Go to WGNAmerica.com to enter today.
It's a beautiful day for baseball.
Thursday at 2 East on WGN America.
Time now for our Honda game summary. Really all about the 2 starting pitchers. 11 innings combined, 5 hits, no runs. Visit your local Honda dealer today and test drive the 2011 Honda Cross Tour. Available with 4-wheel drive. By the way, we'll have game 4 tomorrow right here on WGN. Another great matchup on the mound, potentially Matt Cain and Carlos Zambrano. And then the White Sox come to the north side. We'll have games 1 and 3 Friday and Sunday on WGN. Big weekend of baseball here on WGN Sports. 2-1 to Kosuke Fukudome, bottom of the 6th in a 0-0 tie. Caught the corner. Well, the Mets are enjoying Comerica Park. They scored 14 times yesterday. And they got 8 more tonight. A lot closer game, though. 8-6, they lead the Tigers in the 7th. High fly ball, well hit. Andres Torres hustling to the spot, which is in the middle of the warning track in left center.
Hey fans, take the Cubs with you wherever you go this season. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see every Chicago Cubs game live or on demand on your computer and your favorite devices. Visit Cubs.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere.
Let's look at our Xfinity HD shot of the game. We should have known it would be a pitcher's duel. Future Hall of Famer and assistant to the GM Greg Maddux chatting with Cubs special assistant Gary Hughes before the game. Chicago Cubs baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, only from Comcast. That is not a live shot. They're not sitting in the Cubs dugout watching Tim Lincecum right now. Don't want to get anybody in trouble with the commissioner.
Well, it figures Greg Maddux shows up in town. Yeah, you're not going to see a lot of offense. Just his aura has affected the game.
Called strike 3. Starting to ring up punch outs, 7 of them. And 5 have been in the last 3 innings. Showdown in the city kicks off our big White Sox Cubs series on Friday, 12:30, with Dan Roan here on WGN as the Crosstown Classic continues. White Sox took 2 of 3 last week on the south side. Starlin Castro rolls to Miguel Tejada. We will go to the 7th, still waiting for the first run tonight.
Barney and Robin love each other, but they're not Barney and Robin anymore. They're the fat guy and the old lady.
My favorite 70s detective show.
Tomorrow, 9 East, 6 West.
Hey, Dave, we're out of Bud Light.
Oh, good thing I just downloaded this app.
Here we go.
It's the sure sign of a good time. Just right taste of Bud Light. Here we go.
Nice app.
I gotta get a new phone.
As your love has evolved, so have your gifts. From I like you, I really like you. I love you. I will always love you. And sometimes a gift says you mean more to me than anything else in the world. Life insurance from New York Life ensures your loved ones will always be taken care of. With 166 years of financial strength, it's the most selfless gift you can give. New York Life, the company you keep.
Hey, the new guy is loaded with protein.
Really?
25 grams of protein.
What do we have?
All 4 of us together? 24.
He's low fat, too, and has 5 grams of sugars.
I'll believe it when I... Ooh.
What's shaking?
As you get older, protein is an important part of staying active and strong. New Ensure High Protein. 50% of your daily value of protein, low fat, and 5 grams of sugars.
See, he's a good egg.
New Ensure High Protein. Ensure. Nutrition in charge.
Let's take a look at tonight's Bud Fan Cam.
Pablo Sandoval, first pitch swinging, one away in the 7th.
That was Weezer's version of You Might Think. Our Bud fan cam. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds.
And Kelsey Grammer coming up with Take Me Out to the Ball Game. As Aubrey Huff takes ball 1. Cubs have had by far the best chance of breaking the seal on this one. Blake DeWitt doubled to lead off the bottom of the 5th. Moved to third on a wild pitch, but then Soriano, Johnson, and eventually Ryan Dempster struck out. They walked Giovanni Soto intentionally with 2 outs.
Ryan Dempster kind of awkwardly spun off the mound that time. Giovanni Soto started out to the mound, but Ryan waved him off, said he was okay.
Well, Ryan will take care of Aubrey Huff. Let's step aside, see what's coming up on WGN.
Keep your nights legendary with How I Met Your Mother. Weeknights at 9 East, 6 West on WGN America.
Cody Ross with 2 outs, nobody on in the 7th. The Giants' 2 hits have been doubles. Sandoval in the 1st and Scherholtz in the 2nd. They haven't had a base runner since. "16 in a row retired by Ryan Dempster. Chopper foul over the Cubs dugout, and that's why you bring your glove.
Nice play, young man. Anyway, let the sure man have it. Don't even have to give it to a kid. The kid made the play.
Popped him up near home plate. And it'll be Carlos Pena with a catch. Kelsey Grammer with a stretch.
Guest conductor for Take Me Out to the Ball Game, 5-time Emmy Award-winning actor Kelsey Grammer.
All right, Cubs fans, let me hear you. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I never come back. And it's root for the Cubbies. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Let's get some runs.
After we stay 2 times at a hotel, who wants a free night? Free night, free night.
You ask for free, we give you free. Right now, when you stay 2 separate times at any of these Choice hotels, you'll earn 1 night free. Book today at choicehotels.com.
So your policy looks good. Is there anything else?
Why'd you buy my husband a Falcon?
Thanks for the Falcon. I didn't buy anyone a Falcon.
Sure you did. You saved us a lot of money on auto insurance. I used that money to buy a Falcon. Ergo, you bought me a Falcon.
Should have got a Falcon. Most people who switch to State Farm save on average about $480. What they do with it, well, that's their business.
Oh, that explains a lot, actually.
Another reason people switch to State Farm.
I could have got a Falcon.
Get to a better state.
A great and proud city stood divided, separated by the color of their flags. Where black and blue met swagger and sweat, where picking a side was just as important as knowing the score, the real score. And when you haven't had enough, you want to do it all over again. It's about you and them, fighting it out in another place where pride is worth its weight in gold. It will be settled. North side versus south side.
Bottom of the 7th in this pitcher's duel. Tim Lincecum against Carlos Pena. Big swing as he tapped it foul. And what a pleasure it is to have with us in the booth Kelsey Grammer, 5-time Emmy Award-winning actor. And you hustled us a little bit. You came in, you're looking like you're just a little nervous, confused, and then you nailed it.
Well, that's my way.
Nicely done.
Thank you. Thanks, man. It's fun here.
This is a great day. And Pena gets a hold of one. Sherholtz will have to play the bounce. And then the Cubs have a runner in scoring position again. A leadoff double. He said, let's get some runs. So they're trying to do that.
There we go. Good.
Hopefully the Cubs are very coachable. Yeah, you say get some runs. Carlos Pena leads off with a double. Now Blake DeWitt with the job to move him up to third base. Or drive him in, for that matter.
So you guys been doing this how long?
Well, this is our 7th year here in this historic booth. Made famous by Harry Carey.
Oh, yeah. Now, do you guys go to a special We Talk Like Baseball school?
Yeah, I guess everybody does.
It sort of sounds that way. Yeah. It's wonderful, though.
And we never get tired of this view. It's
fantastic.
Just tremendous.
I like the old stadium.
Blake DeWitt.
There it is. He's coming on.
Carlos Pena will score.
Nice. It's because I'm here.
That was quick. So Blake DeWitt with our BMW Ultimate Drive giving the Cubs a 1-0 lead.
Now, we mentioned at the top of the show that Blake DeWitt has had good success against Tim Lincecum. That's very rare among National League hitters, but the biggest hit of the game so far, the RBI single into right field.
It's brought to you by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana BMW dealers. BMW, the ultimate driving machine. And he picked the perfect night to be here. A lot of energy in the ballpark. Tight game.
Beautiful.
This is ideal. That's pulled foul. Now, all those years doing cheers, did you find yourself rooting for all the Boston teams or no?
Honestly,
your character did,
honestly,
right?
No. Yeah,
and then you went to Seattle,
my character.
right?
Then I had to root for the Mariners. I grew up outside of New York, so I was always a Yankee fan as a boy. But I'm a Cubs fan tonight. Let me make that perfectly clear.
There goes DeWitt. And a double clutch by the catcher, Stewart. That's a stolen base. All right, now check out this pitch.
Oh, nice.
The Cirque du Soleil night in San Diego.
Wow.
And it was over the plate.
And it was right.
Pretty impressive.
Over the plate.
Unfortunately, Bob Davidson was working at first base and called a balk on that delivery. So,
yeah. One more time.
Wow.
That's doing it with flair right there.
Sure is. That'd be called a wind-up, wouldn't it?
It's not only the flip, but you're doing it on the
corkscrew wind-up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where did you find that singing voice?
You know, I just came back from doing a show on Broadway, so they, filled me full of steroids and taught me to sing.
That's pulled way foul.
Apparently, those are no testing program on Broadway now.
No. However, you got to get out there. They'll do anything, because the show must go on. Felt it.
Check swing by Soriano and the foul. So I have to ask you, are you cool with people coming up to you and yelling, Frazier, Frazier?
Well, you know what? They don't do it very much.
They don't.
They usually say hi, Kelsey, or
they do.
Or we love your work, or
But every once in a while you get it, right?
Oh, once in a while, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. New York a lot. Frazier, that kind of thing.
And you're going to play the mayor of Chicago coming up?
Yeah, that's what we're working on now. A show called Boss. It is not actually about any particular mayor of Chicago. We want to make that perfectly clear up front. It's more of a mythological mayor. So no feelings are hurt.
8th strikeout for Lincecum. Here comes Reed Johnson. Well, we look forward to that, and that starts this fall.
October 21st on Stars, yeah.
Well, with all the characters we've had in this city, I would imagine it would be an amalgam of a lot of different people.
It's as though it's 200 years of mayors sort of put together.
Here's Johnson, runner at second, a run in. Throw goes to third, the tag applied, and he's out. Looks like Sandoval might be injured as he limps a little bit as DeWitt went flying in there.
Well, an ill-advised attempt to go second to third right there. Base runners at second are taught if the ball's hit to your left, it's safe to advance. If it's hit to your right, you better stay where you're at. That time, Blake DeWitt ran into an easy out at third base, and Sandoval is still bent over at the waist out there at third.
Hey, Kelsey, we should mention John Mahoney's done the stretch a few times.
Oh, has he?
Done a wonderful job.
Oh, that's great.
And
he's a real enthusiastic Chicago citizen. He's amazing. Great guy. He was originally from England. But even when we were shooting Frazier, he was here most of the time. He'd come back a lot. He loves this town.
Yeah, great guy. 2 down, runner at first. Cubs leading 1-0. And they pitch out. The Yankees were here a couple of weekends ago.
I heard you guys did well.
And there was a lot of energy in this ballpark.
Yeah.
It was pretty neat. They hadn't been here in 8 years. And before that, it was a 38 World Series.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
That's a strike. So how long are you in Chicago?
We've been here for 2 months already, here until the end of July. And then we're just going to take a little bit of a vacation. Look forward to coming back next season. Hopefully. But Chicago's been great.
This is a time to be here.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't have wanted to be here in January when we had 20 inches of snow on the ground, but this is the time to be in Chicago.
Yeah, exactly. It's a great town, it really is. And the people have been great.
Here's a 2-1. That missed. 3 balls and a strike. Dempster on deck, but Jeff Baker possibly in a pinch hitting spot, although Brian Dempster wants to stay in the game on the mound now with a 1-0 lead.
And nobody throwing in the Cubs bullpen, so I think Jeff Baker maybe is just a decoy over there in that third base dugout.
That was just foul.
Wow.
Just foul past third, call made by Tim McClelland. By the way, for Kelsey and for our fans, Tim McClelland, we had him in some video when we were in Kansas City. He was the home plate umpire for the Pine Tar incident when George Brett hit the home run against the Yankees. Billy Martin.
That was a big deal.
Up the Pine Tar, yeah. That was very early on in Tim McClelland's career.
How about that? So they switch around then, the home plate duties.
Yes, they do every day.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Ball 4. To bring up Dempster. We think. Here comes Dempster. Cubs lead on a single by Blake DeWitt after Carlos Pena doubled to start this inning. Right down the middle for a strike.
But Kelsey, you're so accomplished in so many different areas of theater. Is there one that you enjoy more than other? You mentioned Broadway.
Yeah, theater.
Theater
is the most challenging because, you know, anything can go wrong, you got to just deal with it. So it's the most fun.
Kind of like a baseball game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it has an organic life of its own, you know, and it's the most challenging. It's also the most athletic, honestly, because you do a lot of work. It's just brutal.
Swing and a miss to
there we go.
End the inning, and we tie it all together. You can catch Cheers on WGN America. Great to see you, Kelsey Grammer.
Man.
Best of luck with the new show.
Thanks so much, man. Thank you.
Great. 1-0
see you guys. Thanks.
I'm not advocating violence.
I'm a rageaholic cop. Maybe today's the day I blow. I don't know. It's up to you.
You go to jail. I'm just saying. It would be a crime to miss it.
Come on, everybody. Gonna have a good time tonight.
Come in for a great time at Olive Garden. Enjoy our new carbonara ravioli with chicken for just $10.95. Pancetta and Parmesan-filled ravioli served with pan-seared chicken and creamy Parmesan sauce.
Family affair.
Or with sautéed shrimp for $12.95. Both with unlimited breadsticks and salad or homemade soup. A great meal sure to end with a smile. Olive Garden. When you're here, you're family.
Prices are falling fast at Sears during our 4th of July savings event. Right now, save up to 30% off Kenmore appliances. Plus, get up to 15% off all other brands. And save $11.50 on this Kenmore Elite. Thinking of going somewhere else to buy appliances? Think again. Sears.
We're now offering large 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 each, Monday through Wednesday carryout.
$7.99? That's crazy.
I'm not crazy.
This pizza's worth at least twice what we're charging for.
The economy is still tough, and this is a great way to give customers value.
Are you ready to hear something that will actively excite you? Sure.
Your favorite shows and
your favorite characters are on WGN America.
Huzzah! Ooh, that's fantastic!
Dharma.
Greg? Oh. Richard.
Christine.
See, I'm ridiculous.
Elliot.
Johnny D.
Ooh, I like that.
Ted.
Barney.
Freeze frame high five.
Laugh.
Out loud 24/7, 365.
Well, a former LA Dodger knocking in the go-ahead run against the Giants. Blake DeWitt. And Ryan Dempster, the beneficiary, as he works here in the 8th inning. And why not, Bob? 67 pitches through 7 for Ryan Dempster.
He has absolutely been dealing, just pounding quality strike after quality strike up there. Giants obliging by making a lot of early count outs.
Strike 1 on Nate Scherholz. Swing and a miss. 0-2.
Now, as a general rule, late in a one-run ball game, a pitcher tries to stay away from a hitter's strength. Nate Scherholz, without a doubt, a good pull hitter, has power to right field, but not much the opposite way. Doesn't matter. Chases a splitter in the dirt for strike 3. But where one swing of the bat could conceivably tie the game, you try to stay away from a hitter's strength, make them beat you with 2 or 3 base hits rather than a mistake pitch for a long ball. Boy, this is without a doubt the best stuff we've seen Ryan Dempster have this season. All of his pitches working extremely well.
That caught the outside corner for strike 2 Tejada. Tim Lincecum's been very good, but to this point he's been outpitched by Ryan Dempster. Dempster's 2-1. Boy, bottom fell right out of that slider. 2-2.
It's been a good pitch on Tejada all night long. He's found himself in some good hitters counts, but Ryan Dempster's been able to throw that slider for strikes, or in that case at the bottom of the zone, to get swing and a miss.
It is caught by Kosuke. And if he doesn't catch it, that ball rolls to the wall. Now Johnson's backing it up, but what a catch by Kosuke Fukudome.
We talked about the split-second decisions as a hitter. Same thing goes for a corner outfielder trying to make that decision whether to make a diving attempt or back off and play it on a hop. Kosuke makes that split-second decision, and it's a good one. Nice catch.
Chris Stewart, strike one. $37,221, and they have been treated to a dandy. Pat Burrell on deck for Lincecum. Giants need to score some runs here. Half swing grounder. Castro to Pena. Dempster has barely broken a sweat tonight.
That's the stuff. How I Met Your Mother has a lot of backstory that's always being filled in and carried on throughout the episode. It's just little tiny details, like, you know, the Robin has the pendant that looks like a handgun that you see before they reveal that she's a gun nut.
Ted is kind of against guns.
And it's funny even if you haven't watched every episode 80 times, but it's funnier if you have.
Ever wonder who's searching for you?
Who'd be searching for me?
Go to MyLife.com, the internet's leading people search site, where you can find personal and business connections. More than just friends. Just type in your name and see if someone is searching for you for free.
Only 6 people.
At MyLife.com, there are millions of people joining each month. You could have messages waiting for you right now. Go to MyLife.com and see if someone is searching for you right now for free.
In 2 days.
Larry.
Larry. Mr. Crown. Crown?
Where's Larry Crown?
Ding ding. Applause, please.
I love that.
Larry Crown. The smart man, Larry Crown. Rated PG-13.
It's the bottom of the 5th. The bases are loaded, and you could be $5,000 richer. This season, if the Cubs or White Sox hit a grand slam during the 5th inning on WGN America, one lucky viewer will get a chance to walk away with $5,000. Go to WGNAmerica.com to enter today.
It's a beautiful day for baseball.
Thursday at 2 East on WGN America.
Time now for the Cubs' upcoming schedule, brought to you by Lincoln. Again, lots of games on WGN tomorrow, Friday, Sunday as well. See late afternoon on Saturday for the national TV game. It's not just luxury, it's smarter than that. Feel smarter at Lincoln.com. Here's right-hander Ramon Ramirez pitching for the Giants after Tim Lincecum went 7 strong, gave up just 5 hits, 1 run. 2 walks, 9 strikeouts, but he had to make 113 pitches. Ryan Dempster has used just 78 to get through 8. Top of the order, Kosuke with a big diving catch in right, and a ground ball right to Sandoval.
Wrigleyville Rooftops has premier seating for up to 200 guests for corporate gatherings, family reunions, and bachelor or bachelorette parties. Individual and group tickets are available for all games. For more details, go to www.wrigleyvillerooftops.com or call 773-248-ROOF.
All right, I have a Potentially dumb question for you. Carlos Marmol. Do you have him start warming up as the top of the ninth starts if it's still 1-0?
In my opinion, yes.
Okay, I would agree. Now, are some managers a little superstitious? They don't want that starter to see you've got someone backing them up. I just think in a 1-0 game, we'll see.
Well, after the effort that Ryan Dempster's put in here tonight, you hate to see him come away with anything other than a win or a no decision.
Right.
And in that respect, maybe you wait until he gives up a base runner in the 9th inning. But I don't know. For me, I'd rather be safe than sorry. I'd rather have my closer ready to go just in case, and hopefully you don't need him.
Dempster, by the way, has retired 20 in a row. After the Sherholtz double in the second. Into center and a base hit. Now, would you like to hear the stories about legendary Wrigley Field from the players who lived them firsthand? Now you have the chance. Take a tour led by former Cub greats like Billy Williams, Fergie Jenkins, Doug Glanville, or Ernie Banks. For more info or to purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com. Ryan Dempster has worked a gem tonight. By far the best start we've seen by a Cubs pitcher here in 2011. And as you said, Bob, hopefully it comes in a winning effort.
Starting pitchers occasionally deserve a much better fate than they get if their offense doesn't support them or their defense doesn't make the plays behind them. But there's no doubt Ryan Dempster deserves a victory tonight for the way he's pitched. I don't think he's made a mistake. It's hard to think back over this ballgame and think of one pitch that he hung up over the middle of the plate to give the Giants a real good opportunity to do any damage. Been able to throw his secondary pitches when he's been behind in the count, which has been rare this evening. And when he's been ahead in the count, he's been able to expand the strike zone effectively and get some weak swings.
It comes a 1-1. Gets away from Stewart. He's had a difficult night behind the plate. It is a wild pitch. Second wild pitch charged to the Giants.
Kind of a squirrely hop instead of hitting him in the middle of the chest protector. It looked like it hit the front edge of home plate and kicked back up and in towards Starlin Castro, allowing Darwin Barney to move up into scoring position with one out.
Ramirez has been pretty much lights out. Giants got him at the trade deadline last year. He has a 1.09 ERA since. Got him from the Red Sox on July 31st. Barney will get back to second as Tejada throws out Castro. He did not want to do what happened to Blake DeWitt.
He had thoughts. I mean, every base runner wants to be aggressive, but you have to have a little forethought and know where the defenders are. And that time, Barney with a couple of steps toward third and then realized this is not going to end well. So he hit the brakes and able to make it back into second.
Bruce Bochy's going to make a change. The lefty Jeremy Affeldt coming on to face Carlos Pena.
Oh.
Who has the best baby back ribs in America tonight? We're talking all you can eat baby backs.
Fall off the bone good. On an endless dinner buffet.
For around $10.
Golden Corral does it again. Our endless mouth-watering baby back ribs are back. Non-stop fall-off-the-bone baby backs drenched in our signature barbecue sauce. All on our endless dinner buffet, still for around $10.
$10? I am blown away.
Golden Corral. Help yourself to happiness.
After we stay 2 times at a hotel, who wants a free night? Free night! Free night!
You ask for free, we give you free. Right now, when you stay 2 separate times at any of these Choice hotels, you'll earn 1 night free. Book today at choicehotels.com.
Wait for it. Boom.
You ready?
I see the face of America, and it is divine.
The WGN News follows the game. Normally starts at 9 o'clock, and we're right at that point here in the bottom of the 8th. Mark Sapelsa, Micah Mater, Tom Skilling, and Dan Roan are standing by. Jeremy Affeldt. With Pena and DeWitt due up. Pena has scored the only run tonight. Leadoff double in the 7th. And then scored on the RBI single by Blake DeWitt. They overshift again on the infield with Burris playing way out in right. Breaking ball is off the outside corner. Well, she might get a W. Two and 0 to Pena. That caught the inside corner of the plate. I think the other part, Bob, for Bruce Bochy, and he would have made this move anyway. Get the lefty in there against the lefties. Keeps Ryan Dempster in the dugout for a little longer, almost like icing the field goal kicker. This game really had a rhythm to it. Both pitchers were working so fast in the early going. It seemed like they were both on the mound at the same time.
And throwing a lot of strikes. And when pitchers are throwing strikes, the batters swing the bats. You don't have a lot of deep counts.
Ball 4. This is the wonderful thing about baseball. As Reed Johnson will be pulled back, Jeff Baker will take the at-bat. Even in a tough year like this, Cubs starting the night 16 games under 500. You can have a performance like we've seen tonight from Ryan Dempster.
A good night for Blake DeWitt. Taken down for the pinch hitter here. A double, a single, stole a base. Drove in the only run of the game.
Once again, join us early at 12:30 on Friday for Showdown in the City with Dan Roan. First pitch between the White Sox and Cubs at 1:20. We'll have all the action here on WGN. I'll be back with you tomorrow against the Giants at 1 o'clock with the leadoff man, Matt Cain and Carlos Zambrano. Having stopped Burris from his knees. He gets Jeff Baker. We will head to the ninth. Ryan Dempster trying to complete it.
I can't believe your head exploded.
Hey!
Big night tonight, boys. I'll be the designated driver.
I have COPD. If you have it, you know how hard it can be to breathe and what that feels like. COPD includes chronic bronchitis and emphysema. Spiriva helps control my COPD symptoms by keeping my airways open a full 24 hours. Plus, it reduces COPD flare-ups. Spiriva is the only once-daily inhaled COPD maintenance treatment that does both, and it's steroid-free.
Spiriva does not replace fast-acting inhalers for sudden symptoms. Tell your doctor if you have kidney problems, glaucoma, trouble urinating, or an enlarged prostate. These may worsen with Spiriva. Discuss all medicines you take, even eye drops. Stop taking Spiriva and call your doctor right away if your breathing suddenly worsens, your throat or tongue swells, you get hives, vision changes or eye pain, or problems passing urine. Other side effects include dry mouth and constipation.
Nothing can reverse COPD. Spiriva helps me breathe better.
Breathing with COPD is no small thing. Ask your doctor about Spiriva.
One complete game last year for the Cubs, but it was an 8-inning complete performance by Ryan Dempster in a loss in Seattle. The last 9-inning complete game came in late September of 2009, also by the guy on the mound. Tony Campana plays center. Reed Johnson goes to left. Alfonso Soriano is out. You've got Baker at third and Pat Burrell pinch hitting.
And Dempster with one complete game in 08, one in 09, one in 10, 11 for his career, looking for number 12 here tonight.
You were going to say 010.
010, yeah.
Yeah, I've done that. 2-0. Burrell does two things. Number one, he can hit the ball out of the park, but he's maybe their most patient hitter. He will look at pitches, and he's in a hitter's count. He took a big hack and missed it. Now, if he gets on, you would assume he'll be removed for a pinch runner.
Once again, that slider on a hitter's count, 2-0. He just throws it up there in the middle of the plate, gets a swinging strike, gets right back in the count.
3-1. You've got to figure Brandon Crawford's all stretched out and ready to run if Burrell reaches. And as we talked about, the closer, Carlos Marmol, is up in the home bullpen. Another 2-2 on Burrell, and he just pokes that ball out in the left center. Campana can't get it. Burrell will head to second, and the tying run is in scoring position. That snaps that long streak of 20 consecutive batters retired by Ryan Dempster. And it's going to be Bill Hall to run for Burrell. So now it's decision time for Mike Quaddy, with a tying run 180 feet away.
That is a tough decision, and no manager wants to be forced to make. I mentioned it before. You'd ideally like to get Dempster out of the game with a chance to either win it or at worst come away with a no decision, which means he probably would come out of the game right now.
Two ways to look at it as Mike Quaddy is coming out. He gave up a leadoff double, but he's retired 20 of the last 21. But I kind of agree with you, Bob. You just would hate to see Ryan Dempster give up a couple of runs here and be on the hook for the loss. No, Mike Quaddy's going to go with his best reliever, Carlos Marmol, after Ryan Dempster's wonderful performance tonight. The crowd already on its feet.
And I'm talking
30 more minutes. This place will be indestructible.
okay. I'm psyched about this. Really? Really?
Only one of us was supposed to come, but here we are.
I want to thank you for putting me up on the board.
And up we go.
It's insane. I know.
She seems to love it.
It's me. I'm coming home.
When?
Make you reasonable to look at.
There's one secret to investigating every case of violent crime.
Drop the gun.
Staying alive. Because dead detectives make lousy witnesses. It would be a crime to miss it.
Here's Carlos Marmol. And you know how important this save would be for him. For Ryan Dempster. Swing and a miss on a slider by Andres Torres. Cornerman in. But Torres didn't show bunt. Took a big swing at it. Hit hard, but he pulled it foul. Bill Hall, the pinch runner, is at second. 0-2. Soto held onto it. Foul tip, strike three. Andres Torres thinking it hit the dirt, but it did not. Ooh. I think the Cubs got a break.
I don't know. I think Gio got the thumb underneath the ball. It looked like it was going to short hop into the mitt, but it looked like he got the thumb of that glove underneath the ball for the catch.
Saw a little dirt fly, but maybe it was the thumb of that glove and not the ball. Here's Burris. 1-1. Kick in the 1-1 pitch. Almost hit him.
That's why they call it a back foot slider. It was headed right for Burris's back foot that time, barely able to get out of the way.
Outside, 3-1. Sandoval on deck.
That last slider never really took the break. He tried to throw it to the outside corner. It just stayed out there. Gio tried to pull it back in and get a call, but just a little too far off the plate.
How about that? On a 3-1 pitch, you get that swing. That's how nasty that slider is. Up the middle and through. Hall's coming around third. Campana's throw. Not in time. 1-1. Burris to second on the throw to the plate.
Came on another slider right back up the middle of the field. Looked like a better throw would have had Bill Hall at home plate. Campana got to the ball quickly. Unfortunately, his throw was a little short. A couple of bounces into the plate and offline up the third base side. The Giants able to tie it up.
They will intentionally walk Sandoval to set up a double play chance. And you see that throw by Campana. There's ball 4.
Yeah, Campana really rushing his throw, understanding the importance of that runner rounding third base and heading for home, and just spikes it into the infield grass.
Well, a good throw gets him. You saw Hall was not even at third base when Campana fielded that throw. Now, which guy is Brian Wilson? Oh, he's got the bigger beard. Okay. Sergio Romo. Probably if this game's tied, it'll be Romo, and if the Giants take the lead, it'll be Wilson. Aubrey Huff. 1-1. So Dempster will get a no decision. A blown save for Marmol. Right center, trouble again. Campana dives, he can't get it. Here comes a throw, and it's spiked into the ground by Fukudome as you had 2 runners meet up at second base. Sandoval was already pretty much at second. Burris was waiting to tag if Campana caught it. It might be a break for the Cubs, Bob, as Burris didn't really read that ball well. Are you surprised he tried to tag on that play and didn't maybe take a chance and head toward third?
It's tough to get into a guy's head, but maybe he was thinking if Campana dives for that ball and does make the catch, that'll give him enough time to tag and advance on to third base. But if he goes halfway right there, he probably scores on this play.
Yeah, I think so. At any rate, they are loaded up for Cody Ross. And he takes a strike. Three straight have reached against the Cubs closer after he struck out Torres. 0-2. on Ross. And let me add about Burris, we have the best vantage point of anybody in the ballpark. And I wasn't sure Campana was going to catch it, but you knew he was going to have to lay out in that attempt to catch it. See if they can turn two. They do. So that keeps the Giants from taking the lead. They do, however, tie it. The Cubs with a chance to win it in the bottom of the ninth.
It's just a matter of pushing the right button.
Sooner or later, everybody gets their day in court.
Go big or go home. We didn't come here to hurt people's feelings.
I'm a forensic anthropologist.
Zero calories. Maximum Pepsi taste.
Tommy. T-H-O.
Cece. Glad you made it. Ricky wins again.
Oh, what is this place?
Iowa. Only with maximum Pepsi taste and 0 calories.
Whoa.
I love it when he does that.
Pepsi Max, the official soft drink of Major League Baseball. Even in the most uncertain times, there are some things we know for sure. There will still be weddings, still be babies, and still be bright futures. That's why New York Life has been helping families plan for the expected and unexpected for 166 years. Backed by the highest ratings for financial strength, we're safe and secure, so you can be too. Give your family the gift of a secure financial future. New York Life, the company you keep.
Yoo-hoo! Hello? It's water from the drinking fountain at the mall.
Great tasting tap water can now come from any faucet, anywhere. Introducing the Brita bottle with a filter inside.
It's the bottom of the fifth. The bases are loaded, and you could be $5,000 richer. This season, if the Cubs or White Sox hit a grand slam during the fifth inning on WGN America, one lucky viewer will get a chance to walk away with $5,000. Go to WGNAmerica.com to enter today.
Emmanuel Burris tied the game in the top of the ninth inning. Aaron Rowan will come in and play left, with right-hander Sergio Romo on the mound.
Sergio Romo, kind of a poor man's Carlos Marmol in the fact that he throws more sliders than he does fastballs. Basically just a two-pitch guy, but you'll see a lot of sliders, especially to the righties.
Campana with his first at bat, he'll lead it off. He takes ball one. Past Sandoval, that'll be a hit for Campana. Once it got by the third baseman, that's all she wrote.
Well, you called it, Len. Once it got away from the Kung Fu Panda down there at third base, no chance to get Tony Campana at first. He's 2 strides past the bag. By the time the ball gets there, you couldn't unload it any quicker than Tejada did. I mean, this ball is barely in his glove and out of his glove. Strong throw, but no chance.
Sandoval in. Reed Johnson already showing bunt. And Romo will throw to first. There's the bunt. And It's a successful sacrifice. It goes 2-4 to move the winning run to second base. And you've got the fastest guy in the ballpark at second.
And you might ask yourself, why not just let Tony Campana steal second base? Romo can be very fast with his slide step, and Chris Stewart behind the plate in limited time has thrown out 6 out of 10. Thrown out nearly 45% throughout the course of his minor league career. One of the quickest releases in the game. Mike Quade chooses to go with the sac bunt, and Reed Johnson does it perfectly.
Soto has fly to center, walked twice, once intentionally. Aramis Ramirez is on deck in the pitcher's spot. If we do get to the 10th, it's going to be lefty Sean Marshall. By the way, no wind whatsoever at the moment. It's been very calm for a while here. Flags are not moving at all on top of the center field scoreboard. It's a strike on the slider, 1-1. Ground ball. Tejada ranging to his left. Double pump, but still time. Campana's at third with 2 down. And Aramis Ramirez coming up. See, Campana likes to cheat down that line. Romo stepped off. And a slider strike.
Well, you get the feeling Ramirez is going to have to hit a slider in this at bat. He may see a fastball from Sergio Romo, but I doubt if it's going to be anywhere he can get a bat on it.
And 2.
Both pitches in exactly the same spot. Take a look on our Xfinity pitch tracks. There's the first slider for a strike. The second one is right on top of it.
And the Cubs win. Ramirez on an 0-2 pitch. Campana scores. They win it 2-1.
a bad slider from Romo. That one up off the plate away, but up where Ramirez could see it and get the bat on it. Little soft liner into left field. Campana trots home with the winning run, touching off a celebration out on the left side of the infield.
What a ball game. The only downside is Ryan Dempster didn't win it, but the Cubs did, and that's all that matters tonight. Final score, Cubs 2, Giants 1.
Next on WGN, 100 degrees Friday. Tom Skilling sticking with it. His forecast is not for the weak or those without air conditioning. Saved from the sewer drain with their anxious mommy looking on, baby ducklings on Lakeshore Drive making it out alive. And looking at your cabinets, a recall for Tylenol.
A great and proud city stood divided, separated by the color of their flags. Where black and blue met swagger and sweat, where picking a side was just as important as knowing the score, the real score. And when you haven't had enough, you want to do it all over again. It's about you and them, fighting it out in another place where pride is worth its weight in gold. It will be settled. North Side versus South Side.
Hi folks, I'm Fred Thompson. Now like me, you've probably heard a lot about reverse mortgages, but weren't quite sure how they worked or whether they'd be the right financial solution for you. Well, take my word for it, and hundreds of thousands of other Americans who have used a government-insured reverse mortgage as a safe, effective financial tool. If you're 62 years or older and own your own home, give AAG a call to find out how a reverse mortgage can help you. I am extremely proud to be associated with AAG, a national reverse mortgage lender that's helping seniors overcome their financial worries and live the lives they've dreamed. Why don't you find out more by calling AAG today?
Call 1-800-219-9859 now to receive your free DVD featuring Fred Thompson.
Find out how much cash you may qualify for. Call AAG today.
Call 1-800-219-9859 now for your free DVD and brochure featuring Fred Thompson. 1-800-219-9859.
Chicago Cubs baseball brought to you by Budweiser. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. Pepsi Max, the official soft drink of Major League Baseball and your Chicago Cubs. 0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste. And by the Illinois Lottery. Play the Wheel of Fortune instant game from the Illinois Lottery for a chance at $250,000. For the Chicago Cubs tonight, 2 runs on 8 hits. No errors, they stranded 8. For the San Francisco Giants, 1 run, 5 hits. No errors. 4 stranded. Winning pitchers Carlos Marmol, he did blow the save, his 5th of the year, but got the win to go to 2-2. Sergio Romo takes his first loss. He's at 3-1. A tidy 2 hours and 22 minutes in front of 37,221, and they were into it from the first pitch. Our Budweiser play of the game, the final pitch of the night. Aramis Ramirez, Bob, pretty short night's work. Worked out pretty well for him.
Yeah, I'd have to say so. 2 sliders at the knees, and then finally 1 up and out over the plate, actually off the plate, able to get a bat on it. Big, big win for the Cubs tonight.
Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. You Wrigleyville fans will be doing that tonight. We're right back here tomorrow. Matt Cain and Carlos Zambrano. As the Cubs try to earn a split of this 4-game series, we'll hit the air at 1 o'clock with a leadoff man here on WGN Sports. Once again, our final score tonight, the Cubs 2, the Giants 1. Chicago Cubs baseball in high definition, brought to you by Xfinity, only from Comcast. And now for Bob Brenly and our entire crew here at Wrigley Field, Len Casper inviting you to stay tuned for the WGN News. Coming up next.
Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Do people use smartphones to do dumb things?
Send. That is the weekend.
Will allow me to crack the bubbly.
Don't mind if I do.
Is a gentleman with a bro stash invited to this party?
Only if he's ready to rock.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
What's up, Smart?
Oh, just booked a summer vacay.
Ooh, sounds pricey.
Nah, with the Hotels.com summer sale, you can find awesome deals for places nearby.
Interesting. Wow, I'm blown away.
You look great.
Hotels.com summer sale. Save up to 30% and get a free Kindle. Hotels.com. Be smart, book smart.
Is this B217?
Tom and Julia.
This is the student I was telling you about.
Together.
Do you need a ride? Hop on.
And never better.
I can see you, you know.
Larry Crown. Rated PG-13. In theaters Friday.
Prices are falling fast at Sears during our 4th of July savings event. Right now, save up to 30% off Kenmore appliances. Plus, get an extra 5% with your Sears card. And save 40% on this Kenmore washer. Thinking of going somewhere else to buy appliances? Think again. Sears.
It's a beautiful day for baseball.
Thursday at 2 East on WGN America. This is Chicago's very own WGN News at 9.
Good evening, I'm Micah Matera.
And I'm Mark Sapelsa. Our top story seen around the country tonight on WGN America. The mayor of Chicago throwing down the gauntlet today, telling city employee unions to make concessions or face job cuts. WGN's Dan Ponce joins us from the newsroom now. Dan.
Mark and Micah, more than 600 city jobs are on the line. Mayor Emanuel says there isn't much wiggle room given the city's $30 million budget deficit. He says union workers will have to make serious concessions or face serious layoffs. The mayor's announcement surprised union leaders today, who in turn released an angry statement.
Glad to be here with the Walmart family. Walgreens.
A lighthearted moment this morning when the mayor accidentally referred to Walgreens as Walmart. But then it was time to talk business. After taking a tour of a Walgreens store in Chicago's Chatham neighborhood, Mayor Emanuel and Walgreens CEO Greg Wasson announced the drugstore giant will add 600 new jobs in Chicago over the next 2 years. But just a few minutes into the news conference, the mayor made another announcement, giving a bold ultimatum to Chicago labor unions. Either they agree to $20 million in concessions or 625 city workers will be laid off.
I said, if we do this, I don't have to lay off 625 people. I don't want to.
Mayor Emanuel didn't give specifics as to what kind of concessions he is demanding from the unions, but he says he has no choice given the city's deficit.
Folks, I did not create this $30 million contradiction or deficit. A budget that assumes savings that ended on June 30th, but assume that they go all the way through to the end of the year. But as mayor, I will resolve it, because the taxpayers need a balanced budget.
The Chicago Federation of Labor declined our request for an on-camera interview, but released a statement today in response. It reads in part, "The current city budget deficit was not created by city workers. It was created by politicians unilaterally imposing added sacrifices in a complete disregard for the collective bargaining process and disrespect for workers' rights. There have been absolutely no negotiations between the city and the unions representing the city's workforce. Mayor Emanuel has asked for our ideas, and the city's unions have taken his request to heart."
My door will always remain open, and I want them to be a partner. But I will solve the $30 million deficit and resolve that.
Leaders with the Chicago Federation of Labor say within the next couple of weeks they will give their ideas how the city can save money. Now, the city's 2-year furlough agreement ends tomorrow at midnight. That means the mayor could start issuing pink slips as early as Friday. He says he has identified which 625 city workers would be laid off if the unions don't agree. But today he didn't specify what those jobs are. Micah?
Thank you, Dan. Laura Lynn Ryan laid to rest today in Kankakee following a private funeral. Illinois' 76-year-old former First Lady lost her battle with lung cancer. Former Governor George Ryan allowed by the warden at his Terre Haute, Indiana federal prison to see his wife in her dying days. He's serving 6.5 years for a corruption conviction. The former governor did not attend today's funeral. A former president in town and focused on jobs. President Bill Clinton has assembled hundreds of public and private leaders to talk about ways to grow the economy.
Over the next couple of days, we're going to talk about how we can best tap the potential of all the communities represented here and how you can tell other people across America what you learned and show them how they can do something to create more jobs.
More than 700 business leaders, politicians, and nonprofit executives all taking part in the Clinton Global Initiative. The former president, not the only heavyweight attending that conference. U.S. Treasury Secretary Tim Geithner and Mayor Rahm Emanuel, both participants.
Chicago police will not have to talk to investigators for at least 24 hours after they've shot somebody. They won the right to the so-called 24-hour cooling-off period after an arbiter ruled in their favor. The Independent Police Review Authority said it wanted to talk to an officer involved in a shooting within 2 hours. The Fraternal Order of Police says officers are often traumatized after a shooting and need more time to collect their thoughts. The death of a Chicago firefighter prompts new safety recommendations. Firefighter Christopher Wheatley died last August while battling flames at a restaurant in the West Loop. Wheatley was heading up to the roof on an escape ladder, carrying heavy gear, when he slipped and fell 53 feet to his death. Federal officials said the fire department didn't have a formal written policy concerning fire escapes. The investigation found an aerial ladder or stairs inside the building would have been safer as an alternative.
Illinois Governor Pat Quinn says he still wants more input and study on legislation that is passed in the Senate and House to expand gambling in this state. And whether to add more casinos in Chicago and elsewhere was a topic of a Better Government Association debate on the matter. More now from WGN's Randy Bellosomo.
Mayor Emanuel is betting on a casino downtown. He says it would create up to 10,000 jobs and take in $130 million a year. A bill that makes it all possible has passed the state legislature. Supporters hope it will keep gaming dollars from going across state lines.
If the only place you could buy an automobile in the Midwest was the state of Indiana, you would all be here telling me to go to Springfield and pass a bill to encourage General Motors to sell cars in the state of Illinois.
Representative Lou Lang is one of the bill's sponsors and was on hand tonight at a BGA debate on the issue. It calls for 4 other casinos around the state, too, and Governor Quinn has said this package is just too much.
Addiction, bankruptcy, crime, and corruption. Chicago already has problems with crime. There are already problems with foreclosures in Chicago.
Quinn says he's all right with the idea of a casino in Chicago, an idea that goes back 20 years. Emanuel has pressed hard for this plan to pass, but as of now, its fate is entwined with gaming plans for towns like Danville and Rockford. Those on both sides of the issue say there is just so much on the line.
Is part of a larger economic development job creation strategy that will leverage the unique characteristics of Chicago so that we can grow our convention and tourism industry.
There's something cynical about making Chicago the government of being the House.
Senate President John Cullerton has put a hold on this bill due to the concerns the governor has expressed. Cullerton can decide when Quinn receives the 400-page legislation to make a veto less likely. At the Union League Club, Randy Bellosomo, WGN News.
Plans are to be announced tomorrow that would keep the Children's Museum of Chicago at Navy Pier instead of moving it to Grant Park, as was proposed under the Daley administration. Not only would the museum stay at the pier, it would also be expanded there as an anchor attraction, all part of a greater plan that would also see a major expansion of the Chicago Shakespeare Theater at Navy Pier, which would add several hundred more seats. Navy Pier is the Midwest's most visited tourist destination. Still to come, why the president says his daughters are more responsible than Congress.
Also, trouble with Tylenol and musty odors. We've got recall news for you.
And the Lakeshore Drive rescue mission that'll warm your heart.
Speaking of warm, Tom Skilling says the warm-up begins in earnest tomorrow. He's going to tell you how hot it's going to get. Hey, Tom.
Are you ready to hear something that will actively excite you?
Sure.
your favorite shows and
your favorite characters are on WGN America.
Huzzah! Oh, that's fantastic!
Dharma.
Greg? Oh. Richard.
Christine.
See, I'm ridiculous.
Elliot.
Johnny D.
Ooh, I like that.
Ted.
Barney.
Freeze frame high five.
Bob.
Out loud 24/7, 365.
After we stay 2 times at a hotel, who wants a free night? Free night! Free!
You ask for free, we give you free. Right now, when you stay 2 separate times at any of these Choice hotels, you'll earn 1 night free. Book today at choicehotels.com.
Did you know that 4 out of 5 dogs over the age of 3 have gum disease, and that tartar buildup can be a contributing factor? Now there's a solution: doggy dentures. If your dog is suffering from unsightly tartar buildup, try doggy dentures.
You're kidding, right? Just give me Dentistix, the treat with the unique X shape that's clinically proven to reduce up to 80% of tartar buildup. Dentistix from Pedigree.
Get irresistibly clean and fresh carpets in your home with Resolve Deep Clean Powder. The moist powder removes 3 times more dirt than vacuuming alone while neutralizing odors for a clean you can see, smell, and really enjoy. Don't just vacuum clean, Resolve Clean.
Walls can talk, but it's our job to make them say something interesting. So how about this weekend we learn some new tricks of the trade? Then break out our doing clothes and get rolling. Let's use some paint that helps us get the job done in record time and makes a statement when we're finished. We're lowering the cost of a new favorite color. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Get $5 off gallon cans of our top paint brands now through July 4th only.
You're watching WGN News at 9.
President Obama today scolding Congress by saying his daughters act more responsibly with their school deadlines than the adults on the Hill. President started a news conference with a warning about raising the debt ceiling. He says if a deal isn't done by August 2nd, the consequences to the economy will be severe. And he raised the stakes by declaring if there's no progress this week, he'll make Congress postpone its summer recess.
I've been doing Afghanistan and bin Laden and the Greek crisis, and you stay here.
Republicans say they want deeper spending cuts before raising the debt limit. Democrats want to end the Bush tax cuts for the wealthiest Americans. If the debt limit isn't raised, the U.S. won't be able to pay its bills.
You open up a bottle of Tylenol and it smells musty, take it back. Some 60,000 bottles of extra-strength Tylenol caplets supposedly have the musty odor problem. The caplets manufactured February 2009. The chemical causing that odor can cause temporary gastrointestinal symptoms. However, Johnson & Johnson says the risk is really not serious. Complaints of musty smells have led the company to recall dozens of other products since last year.
Well, we are on the brink of what could be our hottest weather in 6 years.
Next, Tom Skilling will tell us when it comes and just how hot it will get.
Thursday at 2 East on WGN America.
I lost 40 pounds.
54 pounds.
23 pounds.
Thank you, America, for making Hydroxycut the #1 selling weight loss supplement brand. I'm Adam from Colorado. I lost 35 pounds with Hydroxycut. Thanks, Hydroxycut.
I highly recommend Hydroxycut. The key ingredients are clinically proven to help people lose more weight.
I'm Joanna from Texas. I lost 34 pounds. It really works.
Hydroxycut and Hydroxycut Max. Lose weight. Start now.
The new Droid Incredible 2. I could use a smartphone with social apps to stay up on what my friends are doing. And it's global, so I'll know what they're doing while they're doing it, even when I travel. I'll have to act surprised when they tell me stuff. I don't have a good surprised face. Maybe I can look up videos of surprised people on my new phone for reference. Yep, I really want that phone.
Upgrade to the new Droid Incredible 2 by HTC with global capabilities for only $149.99. Now on America's largest, most reliable high-speed network, Verizon.
Have you taken Zoloft while pregnant? Then listen to this.
The FDA has warned pregnant women away from Zoloft due to a higher than usual incidence of serious birth defects. If you've taken Zoloft and your baby has been born with ventricular or atrial septal defects, transposition of the great arteries, tetralogy of Fallot, hypoplastic left heart syndrome, a skull defect, or club feet, please call now. The drug company should have warned against these dangers, and they didn't. And now they have to pay. We're currently investigating cases. Call now to find out more.
That's for babies. That's for babies. Babies. For babies. That's for babies. That's for... Oh, I like these.
Tasty, crunchy, and made with 100% natural whole grain oats. No wonder kids never outgrow them. The one and only Cheerios.
My busy family. The family with thousands of odors. Like Boomer, our boxer. Our leftovers from last night. And then there's Phil. Oh, Phil. But for every odor, our new Airwick Odor Detect uses the latest smart odor sensor technology. The first air freshener that detects thousands of odors, then automatically releases a burst of freshness that can keep up with this family and yours.
Joining us right now for another beauteous day today. But
it was.
It's going to get a little warmer as we go along.
Yeah,
right?
It's going to get a little bit warmer and then kind of temper the warmth a little bit over the weekend, but not a bad weekend in terms of temperatures. So you want that for the 4th of July.
Yes.
But you're right, we do have some very warm weather. Friday looks like the warmest in the series, and there'll be a couple of clusters of thunderstorms, but it will not be an all-weekend rain. Lots of mariners out today. You don't realize how many folks have the day off until you look at these time lapses, because we have a lot of folks in the boats out there taking advantage of, as Micah says, another beauteous day, the 3rd consecutive day we had an 81, but we had a lake breeze come in today, and that cooled things off a little bit during the afternoon. But there's warmer weather on the way. Temperatures made it up to 112 in sections of western Kansas today, and the sunshine tomorrow will bring warmer temperatures, upper 80s, and then we go well into the 90s during the day on Friday, perhaps touching 100 in a couple of spots. Scattered storms over the weekend. We'll time those for you in a little bit. But here's the situation. The dome of heat is expanding as expected. It's going to send a tentacle of warmth into western Illinois tomorrow. We'll be feeling that in the afternoon. Then we get into it during the day on Friday. And the jet stream kind of runs around the north end of it, so that keeps organized storms running around the top of it, maybe hitting parts of Michigan and Indiana to our east tomorrow night, but we're just going to get capped and stay hot. And we'll keep some little clusters of storms running along the east end of that in moderately warm weather into early next week till we cool off the second half of next week. Here are the states under advisories for heat, and these include western Illinois. These are excessive heat or heat watches in effect out to the west of us, and they're as close as the Davenport Quad Cities area. And here's the reason: the hot air dome, which has spread out of the southwest now and sent hundreds into sections of Nebraska and Kansas today, and the warmth reached all the way north into the prairie provinces of Canada. And even at this hour, while we're at 70, it's 83 at Chinook, Kansas, 80 at Des Moines, 91 at Oklahoma City. Here's a closer look at those readings so you can see how the southwest winds that are to lock in during the day tomorrow and blow with gusto will be pushing that warm air in our direction. The dome of warmth is expanding. If you looked at where in the atmosphere you found a 75-degree temperature, it'd be just about 1,000 feet above the ground tomorrow afternoon, but that'll rise up to 7,000 feet above the ground on Friday. The atmosphere literally expands, and pushing this warm air into the atmosphere above us cuts off rain production that would otherwise cool us off. Winds are blowing from the east, but they'll not be doing that for long. They'll turn to the south tomorrow. We had moderate mold spores and grass pollen in the area today. Well, we've got a tropical storm about on the Mexican coast. So you've got air venting out the top of that. Another storm coming out of the Rockies. storms venting out of the tops of thunderstorms. So all this air migrates into the center of the country and sinks, and you get compressional warming, and this dome of warmth develops and then begins to make its way in our direction. Temperatures today away from the lake hit the mid-70s, as you can see, in mid-80s in many locations, while Glencoe and Waukegan stayed at 69, and Highland Park was at 70, which is where O'Hare is tonight with that east wind off the lake. 70 at Midway, 70 at Lowell, Indiana, 64 at McHenry. But look at the 107 today at Garden City, Kansas, where it was hot and blast furnace-like, and these are just some of the temperatures in the core of that hot air dome that's coming our way. Big thunderstorms in Florida as well, but these are of no concern to us. They do sit in the humid air mass that's going to spread back up into our area, and they're the feeder bands on the north end of Tropical Storm Arlene, which is going into Mexico and going to swipe southern Texas tonight. Well, here's the situation on the big picture. The jet stream right here, puffing up a big dome, but your storms tend to organize along the jets, so they'll be staying to the north of us the next couple of days. And providing that happens, you've got no cooling mechanism. So this dome of warmth here is going to just kind of shift into our area, and our temperatures will take off. You'll see how storms could form in the upper Midwest, and some of those could track across Michigan and into Indiana tomorrow night and into the early part of the day Friday. But we will get perhaps, I don't even think we're going to get the rain you're indicating right there on the model run. I think we're just going to stay dry, hot, and humid. Not till Friday night will a little front come through that could keep a thunderstorm alive Friday night or early Saturday. Then another little system could be through Sunday night and early Monday. So those are the periods we'll be watching for some rain around here. Fair seasonably warm tonight, no rain tonight. Temperatures down to 67. The winds, which have been easterly, will become variable before they turn into the southeast by morning. Tomorrow, partly sunny, turning breezy and warmer and more humid in the afternoon, high of 88. Few spots could approach 90. Partly cloudy, warmer, more humid. There could be a thunderstorm. Most of those will stay east of us tomorrow night, 73. And then Friday, mostly sunny, windy, intensely hot. This could be one of the hotter days in 6 years around here. That's the last time we hit 100, with heat indices above 100 during the afternoon, and a few spots reading 100 on the thermometers as well on Friday. But Saturday, 89 behind a little front that goes through with a thunderstorm early in the day. Sunday, 87, cooler at the beaches perhaps both days, just slightly so, but a beautiful weekend in terms of temperature. And some thunder shower clusters Sunday night and maybe part of the 4th, but I don't think it'll be an all-day rain. And temperatures in the mid-80s for the 4th of July.
Can't beat that.
That's good.
No, it's not bad at all. It's a warmer 4th of July holiday weekend than last year, as a matter of fact. Really? Although the 4th itself hit 90 a year ago, and it'll hit 85 this year.
Close.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, guys.
Well, make way for the ducklings. Several ducklings rescued from a sewer on Lakeshore Drive. A man saw them fall into the sewer, called for help. Police and firefighters arrived, pulled back the sewer cover, and used a baseball cap to scoop up the ducklings and put them in a bin. They've been reunited with Mommy, brought to a safe location, and all's well, little Tommy.
They're cute. And furry.
And that's your animal story for the day. Thanks, Uncle Lair. Coming up, after a tough extra inning loss last night, the White Sox try and bounce back tonight in Colorado.
And a historic gentlemen's quarterfinals today at Wimbledon. Dan Roan's next for sports.
It was the bad boys. Great.
Introducing Purina One Beyond, a new food for your cat or dog.
Live from WGN TV Chicago, the official drawing of the Illinois Lottery.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Linda Colmeyer with your winning lottery numbers for Wednesday, June 29th, 2011. We wish you the very best of luck. Let's get started with the first game. Pick 3, first lucky number, 1. Your second, 2, and your third and final, 6. That makes the winning pick 3 numbers for tonight. 1, 2, 6. time to pick for a game. We hope that your summer days are filled with creativity, joy, and peace within. Let's see how you do at pick 4. First lucky number, 8. Second number for tonight, 0. Third lucky number, 4. And the fourth and final pick 4, 3. That makes the winning pick 4 numbers for tonight, 8, 0, 4, 3. All right, it is little lotto time with the jackpot, $100,000. Best of luck to you. First winning little lotto number for tonight is 8. The second, 24. Your third, 2, 4, 29, and the fifth and final, 16. That makes the winning little lotto numbers for tonight, 8, 24, 2, 29, and 16. All right, it is lotto time in the jackpot, $29.5 million. Wow, would that be a great summer win? First winning lotto number is 52. The second, 30. Your third, 19. Fourth, 33. Fifth, 51. And sixth and final, 4. That makes the winning lotto numbers for tonight, 52, 30, 19, 33, 51, and 4. And Mega Millions, $105 million. Get yourself a ticket. I'm Linda Colmeyer. Good luck and good night.
Tonight's lottery drawing was brought to you by WGN TV and has been supervised by the accounting firm of E.C. Ortiz.
Cubs, White Sox, Friday, 1:30 East, 10:30 West on WGN America.
Hurry! Nutrisystem's first ever half-price sale is in its final days. We're slashing prices 50% off our everyday low pricing.
Don't miss out. Get this fantastic first-time offer.
Order now and get 4 chef-inspired meals a day, like our frosted cinnamon bun, creamy Alfredo, cheesy pizza, and over a dozen chocolatey desserts.
The selection, fantastic.
Call now and save 50% and lose weight just in time for summer.
My name's Michelle, and I lost 38 pounds on Nutrisystem.
I lost over 100 pounds and lowered my blood sugar on Nutrisystem D.
Based on the proven science of the glycemic index, Nutrisystem works.
That's me 22 pounds ago, and I'm never going back there again.
There's never been a better time. Our half-price sale means big savings for everyone. So hurry. Our 50% off sale is ending soon.
I'm Sherry, and I lost 57 pounds on Nutrisystem.
Go online or call 877-850-SIZE now. This first-time offer is almost over. Don't miss out.
What is that?
Oh, we call it the bundler. Let's say you need home and auto insurance. You give us your information once online. And we give you a discount on both.
So, like 2 in 1. How did you guys think of that?
It just came to us.
What? Bundling and saving made easy. Now that's Progressive. Call or click today.
What's worse, mosquitoes or mosquito spray?
Try the new design of Off Clip-On Repellent. Lab tests show this sprayless repellent really repels. In minutes, its fan surrounds you from head to toe with effective odorless protection. So don't spray it on, clip it on. Off Clip-On keeps bugs off.
SC Johnson, a family company.
Stop by Ace this July 4th weekend and get a canopy chair for just $19.99, a Craftsman 104-piece mechanics tool set for $39.99, and a Craftsman wet dry vac for just $39.99. Get saving, then get your weekend back. At Ace, the helpful place.
Can I eat heart healthy without giving up taste? A man can only try. And try. And try.
I heard eating whole grain oats can help lower my cholesterol. It's gonna be tough. So tough.
My wife and I want to lower our cholesterol, but finding healthy food that tastes good is torturous.
Your father's suffering.
Honey Nut Cheerios taste great and can help lower cholesterol.
Be happy, be healthy.
Watch the big Cubs win on WGN. How the Sox doing?
Well, better than last night, which was an unmitigated disaster out there in Colorado. But, you know, that's the beauty of baseball. Right back out there the very next day almost every time. The case for the White Sox in Colorado after a horrific loss last night. Taken very well by Ozzie, we should point out. Tonight, Sox get on the board first in the fourth inning. Paul Konerko, another RBI. Base hit to left, gets Juan Pierre home. It's 1-0. But later on, seventh inning, Sox up 2-1. Not when this one comes down. Ty Wigginton, a long homer off Mark Burley. It's 2-2. Burley great tonight, but did not get the win. Ninth inning, A.J. Przinsky with fly ball with runners at the corners. Carlos Quinton's going to test Seth Smith in right. The throw beat him by a mile, but it short hopped the catcher. The lead run is in. The Sox have just won this one by a final of 3-2 at Coors Field. Nice bounce back for them. Before the Cubs game tonight, in response to some media reports that had the team dumping a bunch of players before the trade deadline, General Manager Jim Hendry said they won't ship guys out just for the sake of doing it. He's still committed to trying to make this team better, not just to dump salary. As if there's anybody who'd take some of those bad contracts. On the field, those happy Cub fans hoping their guys could scratch one out against the Giants and Tim Lincecum, and they did. Blake DeWitt owns this guy. RBI single in the seventh gets Carlos Pena around from second. 1-0 with Ryan Dempster having retired 20 straight going to the ninth. But in comes Carlos Marmol. There goes Demps win. Nice throw by Campana, huh? 1-1. The Cubs, though, get a chance in the ninth, and Aramis Ramirez. Pinch hitting comes through. Campana had singled, was sacrificed to second, third on a grounder, and in to win the game. An outrage that Dempster didn't get the victory, though, and lifting him was not an easy call for the skipper.
Short of fighting me, you know, I mean, and especially, you know, it's a whole different animal if the pitch count's higher than that. But, you know, I just think there's a lot going on. He wants to finish the thing, and I want to, you know, I want to bring a guy in that situation who is there regularly, and deep down, I don't want him losing that game, in spite of the pitch count and everything else. So.
Cubs and Giants again tomorrow, 1 o'clock, and with the NBA lockout set for midnight tomorrow. Some good news for Bulls fans. The club has picked up the fourth-year option on Taj Gibson, so he's under control, agreement permitting, through the 2012-2013 season, a big part of the Bulls' 62-win year last year. Six-time Wimbledon champ Roger Federer in the quarterfinals today against Joe-Wilfried Tsonga. Wouldn't expect Fed to have much of a problem. He won the first two sets, 178-0 in Grand Slams with a two-set lead until today. Tsonga won the third and the fourth. This is match point in the final set. And down goes Roger Federer at Wimbledon. Nadal, Murray, and Djokovic join Tsonga in the semifinals on the men's side. That is a big upset.
It's huge. Huge. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
And that's the news for this Wednesday night. We're happy to share time with us. I'm Micah Matera.
I'm Mark Sapelsa. Updates, WGNTV.com. Have a great night. Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.